All right. Traditional late start Friday, but everyone, welcome to the Raven's Nest, session 13, here on this lovely Friday evening for most of us, I would assume. For some others, just late afternoon, I would say. But just check in, see how everyone's week was, and go from there. So let's start with Seeker. How was your week?
It was all right. I've had worse weeks.
I was gonna say it's a huge step up from last week, so that sounds good. Brixian, welcome back. Since you missed last week, hope you had time to go over the VOD. But how was your couple weeks?
Yeah, it was good. Well, I'm trying to fix my sleep. It should be better now. And sorry I was late to the call, by the way. Crude and Jax are just taking their sweet time, so I just had to wait on them.
Yeah, let's blame it on them.
Yeah.
Raven, talked to you last night, but
yeah, had some fun in Business and Lails last night for the Thursday game, and I think we're looking forward to tonight for the Ravens Straw game.
Great week, great birthday. It was
Happy
pretty
birthday.
awesome. Thank you.
what are you, like 23 now?
30 years ago.
Pandora, how was your week?
I don't want to get into it. It was
So you
It
and the
was fine.
Seaborn traded weeks, it sounds like.
kinda. Just my
You
life
have
is.
you
a
have
little-
my empathy, friend.
Yeah, my life is currently a little bit passively aggressively dramatic, and it's so fucking annoying.
That sounds like a good old time.
Oh yeah, let me tell you.
All right.
Never fear, my son.
Without
Medication makes everything better.
Without further ado, go through our recap. I know that a couple of you were kind of hanging on the edge of your seat when we ended last week, so I'm sure everyone's a bit excited for see what the captain Sinyo had to say when he came back into the office. But we last left our heroes just as they had continued a fierce fight with the red and black scaled creature just after entering the portal on May 13th, year 1101. As each of you examine where this portal may have taken you, noticing you are all on a platform floating through a void of nothingness with a purple sky above, in the mouth of a cave that lays before you. With each of you moving into the cave slowly, a rumble is heard, and as green smoke rises from the ground below, Raven notices Dooman fall forward, landing on his face, fast asleep. This is when a bone plate and spiked creature with a humanoid-style face unburrows itself from the sand, revealing itself to each of you. Not wasting a moment, Kroth races forward, beginning the fight, and even with this creature having a few tricks up its sleeve, it proves to be no match for our heroes. As the creature falls, a glass heart appears in the back of the cave just before our heroes, and with little hesitation, Pandora slashes the heart with the sword, shattering the glass, and a rift is opened. With each of you making your way into the rift, reappearing at the Celestial Vale Island, spotting the red and black scaled creature from before. Continuing the fight against this creature, however, just before killing it, as black blood runs over its body, each of you are forced into yet another portal. Repeating the same process as before, this time against a sand-covered shark-like monstrosity, eventually being able to make it back to the island once again to see this red and black-scaled creature posture and fall. Once all seems to be at peace here on the Celestial Vale, you all feel it best to make your way back to the rocky shoreline to get some rest, tending to your wounds gained from this battle. Of course, after harvesting 4 claws and some scales from the creature, taking over an hour, but arriving back to camp, it is late afternoon on May 13th. As each of you begin plotting your next move, and taking care of your wounds, and resting for the night. Remembering a piece of the halos rumored to be located on the Celestial Vale, along with an item Kroth is supposed to retrieve. But before doing so, you all need to converse on settle on your plan on how to locate these objects. With Kroot using the locate object spell and the party deciding to venture forth towards the center of the island, Kroot finds himself being pulled in the northwestern direction, and sure enough, a crate is found. As the Seaborn opens the crate with his glaive, a dark black pillow is seen with a vial with a vial laying upon it containing a golden liquid. Also, inside the crate, finding a piece of the halo that you all are seeking attached to the bottom of the pillow. Deciding to identify the vial, Raven finds it to be a potion of immortality. And as Raven informs the group of his discovery, each of you find yourselves unsure what to do. Once landing on the decision to take the vial back to Yaren, Pandora convinces Croth Raven needs to hold on to the vial due to its power and fear that this may overcome Croth. And with that, everyone heads back to the shoreline, and Rixian begins casting his teleportation circle. After arriving back at the Violet Jaguar Guild Hall in Bluxmouth, spotting Captain Zinyo, who takes you to speak to Yaren in order to relay the unfortunate news. While passing along the unfortunate news to Yaren, each of you include a good bit of news as well, locating the piece of the remains confirming Yaren's reports, and also the vial she sent Croth to locate. And after opening the trade lines to Lales in the south. But with a reward well earned, Yaren passes some information along to each of you concerning Estelar, and has Captain Zinyo retrieve some payment for you as well. With Captain Zinyo returning to the office, this is where we continue our adventure here in the Violet Jaguar Guild Hall on the day of May 14th, nearing 11 a.m. Yaren, as the door begins to creak open, and this is when you see Captain Zinyo standing forth. I hope I'm not intruding, but I have those wares. And in his hands, you see him holding a warhammer, very easily noticeable, and in the other hand, kind of cradling it almost like a baby, you see him holding a ball of cloth. I have those things that you wish for. And he'll step forward, setting both the ball of cloth and the warhammer upon the desk. Thank you, Captain. Well, I know that I didn't have much gold for each of you, but perhaps these will prove to be of some benefit. I think that you would all particularly like this. As she gestures towards the ball of cloth.
What is it?
Yes, what does it do?
Oh. How about you take a look and see for yourself?
I see a ball of cloth.
Sure. Pandora,
What else
get
is
up.
there?
She'll get up and pick it up.
Once you pick it up, Pandora, you'll feel that there's some weight, and the cloth is merely wrapped around an object to protect it.
Ooh, okay. I will unwrap the cloth.
As you unwrap the cloth, you'll begin to see a goblet shaped and carved into a skull format. And as you give it a good once over, you can see that it's made from a dark pewter, and one eye seemingly empty, with the other eye containing a single ruby set into it.
Dope.
What sort
What
of
is it?
garish drinking device is this?
If you are to pour any type of drink into this goblet, whomever drinks from it and empties it in its entirety are compelled to speak aloud their darkest secrets.
Oh, it's like a truth serum.
Mm,
This is nice way that I've been able to receive some pieces of useful information.
And you're willing to just give this to us?
I feel that if it were not for each of you, then Captain Croth here would have not been able to retrieve the vial that I was seeking.
Well, I appreciate it. DM, does it require attunement? Do I know that yet?
I mean, who do you tune it to? The person that's drinking? I mean, how did that work? I mean,
Yeah.
So there does not require any attunement for this item. Whatever kind of powers it contains seems to just be infused into the beverage that you pour into it.
Dope.
So you could pour liquid into this and then pour that liquid into another cup and hand it off to somebody, and the magic would be on the liquid, is what you're saying.
No, they have to drink it from and empty the goblet.
Okay.
Rixian will take his water skin and pour water into it, and then proceed to drink all.
And Rixian's deepest, darkest secrets.
So if
Hey,
you
I'm not
are,
shy.
if you are choosing to resist this compulsion, you can give me a wisdom saving throw, but you may also just surpass it.
I'm gonna do it anyway because I'm gonna fail. Let's be honest.
I mostly just think it's
Saving
funny in this
throw.
moment that Rixian just snatched it out of Pandora's hands. Yoink.
If I make the saving throw, will I know it has an effect?
We'll see.
So if you make it, roll. I'm not seeing anybody's rolls. It's weird. Refresh.
So as you begin to take some sip from this skull goblet, you can feel your neck begin to tense and almost like a slight compulsion to begin expelling your secrets, but you're able to just swallow them down and hold it back. But you do feel the effects.
wait, did he drain the? Did they drain the whole goblet, or is it just some of it?
He
No, he
said he's
drank the
gonna
whole
pour
thing.
the water skin and drink the whole thing.
That's what it is. Yeah.
All right.
And
Oh,
for you, my cleric friend, I thought you would find it this warhammer to be of your liking.
Now check it out. What does it look like?
While it doesn't have a boot as yours does, this one is made of a dark steel wrapped around some of the brims, giving some of the edges of like the faces of the mace, giving it a nice, almost 3D like push off from like the gleams of light, and you'll see that it's wrapped in gold and attached to a red hilt. Upon the hilt, you can see that there's some engravings scratched upon it as well.
Can I tell what language it is?
It is in common. In reading it, you'll know
Oh,
that
okay.
it's a spell that seems to be infused into this warhammer. If you want to give me an Arcana check, we'll see.
At disadvantage since I'm not proficient, or just normal?
Just normal. Yeah, see, that's all I needed. You would know it to be like of an arcane magic, but without it being a. I'll leave it at the fact of you know that it's arcane magic, but other than that, you have no idea. You look
You know-
a bit
Well, I'll take it.
confused, Kroot. Have you not seen something of this
Yeah,
nature
what kind of
before?
magic does this hold? No.
Well, when the item and you become one, after it took me a day, it should relatively be the same for you. But after you become one, enemies will no longer be able to hide in the shadows and surprise you as they once were. And
Ah, pretty neat trick.
what I will do is she'll explain it a bit more to you.
Warhammer of Warning.
Yes. In case you're not familiar.
Yeah, I don't think this goblet really does anything. Pandora, if you want to try, I mean,
I'll pass.
sure.
Yep.
Raven, give it a shot.
Yeah, Raven.
Try what?
Try the
thing.
Goblet?
goblet.
Yeah, see if it does
Didn't do anything to Rixian.
Yeah,
Oh,
fine.
jeez. Why not?
He'll pour it for you.
Go ahead, drink, Raven.
All right, sure. I fill it with water and drink it to the bottom.
Wisdom saving throw.
Raven gets and that 20, and it does nothing.
That +1 though.
That +1.
Brought it over the 20.
Yeah, I don't think this thing works, guys.
Rixian will look disappointed and take back the goblet and drink once more without resisting.
Okay. Oh God.
Fine. I'll be the one. I barely have anything to hide. I don't think.
So,
So what secrets do you release, Rixian?
I was wondering if there was like a description or something.
This is on you, bud.
Oh. My deepest, darkest secret, huh?
Correct.
Does it have to be something I haven't said yet?
Yes.
And
'Cause
that
it's
would
the
be
secret
kind of
of it.
what a
What-
secret is.
Fuck. Alright, hold on.
Deep character backstory, Doc. Hang on.
Yeah. It's very deep. I'm just looking at this thing here. Definitely not looking at
I'm
my own
just
backstory.
waiting for Rixian to be like, I killed my parents! Do something out of left field.
No, he admits he's in love with Kroot.
I knew it.
You're not my type.
So I'll give you a little bit of time by saying this and giving a little bit of flavor. As you drink it, you feel your eyes kind of like roll up towards the back of your head. And as each of you see Rixian become quite pale, you'll see beads of sweat beginning to drip down his forehead and roll down his face. And then his mouth moves. At first, no words are coming out. But then... That's all the time you get. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh God, it's so hard. I tried to kill myself in Ravenshaw.
Was that when you couldn't find your sister?
I was wracked in guilt and misery, and the drinks were barely doing anything, and I was at my limit. I was half of a person, and what's this drink doing to me? Am I saying this out loud?
Yeah, I think so.
What the
I'm learning more about you by the minute.
Oh, this is weird. I've been talking about the time in Ravenshaw where I almost got beat up by a bunch of thugs because I was just threatening them about the whereabouts of my sister's location, and I basically accused anyone in town. And it was my way of just ending it for me instead of being a coward and doing it myself. Oh, this is very strange.
Well, it's usually not as depressing as that, but it does come in handy in times, I promise.
Yeah, no, this is very uncomfortable right now.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Well, I'm learning things about you all the time now.
Well, I mean, who's going to hold on to it? I am the group's foremost alcoholic, functioning, of course.
Well, who doesn't have a magic weapon? You can bash someone's skull in with it.
I think I'll hold on to it because we need someone who can bluff their way into having someone drink it. Also, I
And you
peed
think
myself when
you
I was
can do
10 years
that?
old.
So, does this goblet, does it do bludgeoning damage?
And I guess I'll compose
I
myself.
suppose it could, but
Seymour just laughs.
I would not chance in breaking it.
Ah, it's magical, it'd be fine.
Not everything magical is indestructible.
Are we ignoring the fact that this thing made me say something that I thought I would never say in my entire life?
I'm just wondering why you are the one that gets to hold on to it.
Seaboard
Well-
grabs the cup, looks at it for a moment, as he just takes it from you without even batting an eye. Looks at it, pulls out a little bit of water, puts it in it, sips, and says, "My name is Dark Chocolate." Well, it does work. I volunteered to fail the save.
Oh, you're so lame. And I take the other back.
I didn't give you my name before. Now I can say I gave you my name being under duress.
Shut up. And I take the cup. I'll take the cup. And I say, for all the people here who can bluff their way into having someone drink it, it would either be me or Pandora. So, Pandora, would you like it?
Or would it be me, because I'm pretty good at bluffing people.
Does this skull aesthetic appeal to you?
Uh, it's
I
not
could
only
work with
that,
it.
but the
could work
ability also appeals to me greatly as well.
I mean,
And also, I am a female. I probably have a better chance of bluffing someone important than you ugly monks do.
I'm hurt. I'm quite handsome, thank you.
I'm sure that we will need to persuade someone.
Yes, I'm sure you're the least conspicuous person here in this group right now. With the
I would-
horns and everything.
It's the golden tiefling is the least conspicuous.
Yes, as long as you're not speaking of Raven, I do believe that he may have a bit of a reputation in the larger cities
Why is that?
because of your father.
Oh, yes. Oh, that reminds of me. I was in a bit of shock because I didn't really bring it up before, but how did you know I was adopted?
Did you not know?
No.
Oh yeah, that is my backstory.
Meanwhile, Dark Choco just starts eating some of the food that was brought, and it's like this is like a drama. He's learning new things every second.
Oh, I don't find it my place to tell you the whole story, but I believe your father, being an advocate for the elven people, looked to adopt you as a son in order to make himself more appealing and seem perhaps more accepted. Well,
Why would he not feel accepted?
I would assume being accepted into the elven community as one of their own. It's
Was
him of being a half-elf.
Oh, well. I guess that makes sense.
But that's just my guess. I would suggest asking him.
It's been a while since I've seen him. I mean, last time we were in Ravenshaw, he was supposedly helping with the war in Laos. So,
What is this war you keep talking about? I do not know anything about it.
the snake people, remember?
Oh, right.
The Yuan-Ti.
Ah, yes. You're having some kind of dispute with them?
I think it's more like full-scale war, but
Yes,
at
the
least
Yuan-Ti from the Empty Tide Sea seem to find it necessary to claim Laels as their own.
Do we know why?
She'll
They
just
must
shake her
want
head.
something. They must want something in Laos.
Is it just Laels, or do they plan to take over Elista?
Unsure. I don't expect them to get past Bragdar, though.
I mean, why not go and to the root of the problem, find it, and cut the head off the snake, as it were.
Is
No pun intended.
Bragdar like the head of Laels or something?
The head of the Corn Silk Rat.
Is,
Speaker for Laels.
Corn Silk Rat must be the. Is that like the main guild there?
Yes, just as the Violet Jaguar is here of Blucksmouth. Essentially, I and Bragdar have the same roles. Little different in opinions, but mostly lie in ties with each other.
Surface is a strange guild and such.
Do you not have politics?
We
Where
do,
you're
but we
from?
don't divide into guilds. We have what would be your word?
I mean,
for
you have
it?
a king, right? You have a kingdom.
We have a king. We have the nobility. We have the common folk. We have the clergy.
So there's one ruling power then. There's
It's a
no.
singular ruler. Yes.
Hmm. Well, I
We
mean, there's
believe in a
reasons.
very orderly society.
There's reasons for having liberty and multiple leaders.
I didn't
Putting
know
all
What
that
is
power on one person can cause problems if the leader is corrupt.
true, but what is the price of liberty?
Well, the price of not having liberty is your freedom.
Well, if I may interrupt for just one moment, I do have a few things to take care of in acquiring these ships. It should take about a week's time. Quickly enough, we should be able to have them here near the end of the month on the 30th.
Would you happen to have time during the week to teach me the intricacies of the arcane and enchanting, perchance?
Unfortunately, I don't believe that this week will be of good time. As I said
Would you
earlier,
like to learn enchanting? I do know how to enchant.
I would find that very odd. I think there's a handful of people in the world that know how to do such a thing.
Among my people, it's a little more common. We have to enchant objects all the time for if we have people come into our areas to create devices that are able to project elementals and various other things.
Perhaps things work differently under the pressure of the sea than they do here on the surface. It would be a good research to do.
You should
Do you-
come. I would gladly take you for a tour.
Being separated from everything else within this entire world sounds like paradise.
You weren't so inclined to take us to your kingdom when we spoke of it before.
Well,
Did you
she
have a
is a
change of
beautiful
heart?
woman,
Oh, I
and
see.
I
You're one
trust
of
her,
those.
and I trust her a little more than I trust you.
Hmm. I see.
You'll forgive me. The female form is a weakness of mine, no matter what the species.
Yarin, Lady Yarin, do we have a library here where we could spend our time?
Nothing of mass size, but a decent one.
Do we have access?
Yes, if you wish.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, that would be nice. Then I could try to teach myself, which is fine. I prefer to do it that way anyway. For the most part.
Refuse my help if you wish. Whatever. No skin off of my back.
Well, don't forget, Pandora, I will owe you in some time. It's just now is not the right moment.
No, that's fine. I thought it was a long shot with everything that you have to prepare for and getting these ships. I just thought I'd ask.
Well, please feel free to enjoy the tavern and any other amenities that the guild has to offer. You can consider yourselves honorable members for the time being. If anyone has anything or any questions for you, you can refer them to me or Captain Sinyo.
Appreciate it. I
Yes,
think
thank you.
I'm not talking for anyone else, but I am. My interest in becoming a full member of the Violet Jaguar is piqued.
Um,
I appreciate your hospitality. Thank you.
would there be any place where I could find someone to maybe trade spells with, from spellbook writing?
Yes, the captain has a few spell books that he may be able to let you take a peek at.
Wonderful. We can make a trade.
Well, if you all will excuse me. And she stands up, pushing her chair back and gives each of you a smile. Again,
I get up and bow.
gives a nod. And I would like to thank you again for joining this convoy to break the barricade just south of here. But more importantly, returning this vial.
Of
And
course.
thanks for me new hammer.
I forgot. Did we discuss the route we will need to take next
We're going
to
straight
avoid the
south.
dragon?
You are going straight south. You'll be heading straight for the barricade. I would expect a lot of heavy resistance.
Yes, from my people as well. Though I will try to mitigate that some.
Well, thank you. I will go see the captain now. Sorry, out of character. How much gold did we get from that? Did you say?
100 each.
Yeah, it was 500 in total.
Okay, 100 each. Sweet.
Like, before you leave, we need to discuss who's gonna keep this new shard.
Did you say 200?
100
100.
each.
100. Okay.
Who's getting the goblet?
I mean,
I'm
whoever.
still holding on to it, so I could just
It's
hold on.
really just Well, I mean, honestly, I think it makes sense to give it to whoever's persuasive. If we're interrogating people with it.
Well, I'll
Well,
just say real quick as she gestures each of you out of the office, giving you your individual goodbyes, letting you know within a week's time to expect word from her, if not sooner. You make your way out of the office, going downstairs and into the tavern as you had done in your first visit to the guild hall.
Yeah.
I mean,
Carl,
who
are we
plans on being
going?
the one who interrogates our
I
people of
mean,
question?
I'm not only persuasive, but I'm me.
Hmm.
Sounds
You know
too
what?
messy.
That is a good point. And, you know,
I think it would be easier for Pandora to get someone to drink of something that they might be normally unwilling to.
I mean, I guess it just
I mean-
depends on the person, right? What kind of energy they like.
I mean, typically as our Triton here has said, they tend to prefer the female touch.
Well, in that case, if it comes to anyone within the humanoid race or a Triton, then Pandora has the most luck with it.
Yes, and again, it's something, doesn't have to stick with one person entirely. It can be situational for who uses it.
Right.
I mean, it does fit her aesthetic. You know, the dark wings, the dark clothing, the dark sword.
Yeah, she has that femme fatale thing going on for her, so I can just give it to her. It's no problem.
Oh, pardon me. Are you all really planning on going on those ships, setting sail south?
Is this the captain speaking to us? Who is this?
This is
Dooman.
Duman.
Damon? Well,
I mean, I didn't recommend it. I told you the best way would be to go around the horn, but don't listen to the Triton who knows things about the ocean that you're traveling through.
do you have feelings towards this? It sounds.
I just want to go home, make it back to Darkwell.
Well, I mean, technically, this is heading that direction.
Where are you going anyway? Do you have a map?
I've lived hundreds of years. I'm quite familiar with this, where all
Are
these
you?
roads lead.
I assume.
No,
I mean,
I assume you are. I don't know the surface world. I would like to know where you're going.
Oh. I don't have a map on me, but I'm sure yours is still intact.
yes, and if we need to, we can get more maps, or copy ours. But curious, last you were in Darkwell, you went to look for the demon, yes?
Yeah, that's right.
In Darkwell, at the time when you last remember, were there people there with the scars on their faces? People have gone crazy, or were they
Hmm.
not yet inflicted?
I've run into a couple. This, like I told you before when we were on the ship. We kept them down in the prison cells.
Yes, when we were last there, the cells were almost entirely full. I don't know. Uh, would I know how far back that was when we were there?
It's
Like how long ago?
been a couple of months.
So,
When you had started out, like when we had originally begun before swapping this over to the stream, that like this campaign started back at, believe in like February, so it's
right.
been a while.
I think I joined in April-ish, but
Yeah, maybe somewhere around there.
anyways, yeah. So about 2 months ago, when we went through Darkwell, the prisons were pretty much full of those possessed people. I don't know how full they were when you were there 6 months ago, but
It wasn't that bad.
yes, the Darkwell seemed like it was almost overrun with these people. I don't I don't know what's really left there. It's been a couple months since we were there when it was that bad, and when we went to Red Hawk, it was even worse. They weren't even under control anymore. The whole city was possessed.
Well, then it sounds like it's more dire for me to get there even quicker.
And that was 2 months ago. I fear Darkwell may even be overrun now.
Maybe. I feel somewhat at fault, and I assisted in the demise of my hometown, my village.
You were a thrall, Duman. You are not to blame. This is all on Estelar and his whims.
So, as you probably know by now, you come under the curse when you are touched physically by someone else already afflicted. I don't know what can really be done to help those already inflicted other than, well, we know it's a curse, as I removed from you, but those resources are obviously limited.
I understand. And I can't just keep running around, not focusing on a particular goal.
What do you propose to do to help Darkwell?
Well, to be honest, I'm not too sure. It seems that the best thing to do is just remove their heads and be done with it.
But what if you could save them? Remove the curse.
Well,
They
obviously
could
that
be
would be the
innocent.
best, but I don't possess such powers. I need to be able to just cut them down from the source, from Estelar himself.
Right, but have you not heard of the powerful magic in Laels? I've heard they've got those with powerful arcane magic. Maybe emissaries of Laels can assist Darkwell. When if that's since that's what we're heading.
You expect some people you've never met in the midst of a war to open their doors to strangers.
If we're assisting them now, they should return the
You'll
favor.
you'll never touch foot in there. That's not their goal.
Their goal is to survive this war. If we help them,
Yes,
they
that's
will have
not
to pay it
Yaren's
back.
goal. She's just looking to open the trade routes to increase their supplies. That's all that's being done here.
I
Well,
don't think wars are all about trying to survive. There's a lot of
regardless,
things going on.
if we assist them, shouldn't they not owe us a debt?
It's
Phil.
collecting on the kind of debt that is a little more tricky than you think.
I
Of
think
course,
that they'll
but
owe Yaren a debt, yes. But the people
Yeah.
that serve that and under her, for her goals and her purpose, won't find much luck there.
I mean, she said point blank that she's aligned with us to destroy Estelar.
Yes, and she owes you a debt of gratitude. But I just don't think that Bragdar and Laels will find themselves personally accountable to seeing your goals set straight.
Well,
Uh,
maybe we can speak to Lady Yara and maybe she can assist.
Uh, Raven, when it
She's
comes to wars, there's a lot of sides considered here. Unless we go into it and win it single-handedly, I mean, there's lives being lost on both sides, so we can help.
It would
But
be better if you could simply find an object that is controlling the curse and destroy it. Most curses come from objects and various things, at least from my reading.
well, I think we're under the impression it's Estelar himself, but maybe it's related to the relics or the remains.
Well, look, you all do as you wish. I just thought it appropriate to tell you my thoughts and my goals.
So,
no, that's fine. Thank you.
how long are you
Ruben.
staying with us then?
I think it best that I leave as soon as possible. Probably
Does that mean-
sleep here for the night and leave in the morning.
So you're not going on the ship with us?
No. I think it'll be some time before I find myself at sea ever again.
Ha, I don't blame you.
Yes.
I certainly don't blame you.
All I can say is just take care of yourself and try not to fall into their trap again. I would hate to have to see you under their spell again.
Well, Darkwell's a long ways away from here. Let's enjoy ourselves for the evening. Say
agree.
goodbyes with smiles on our faces. And if you ever need me, you know where I'll be.
Yes, the time will come when we have to move on Estelar, and we will need all the help we can get.
And when that time comes, I will be there.
Question: Who's Estelar?
It's the same
BBEG?
that we keep calling Dickalar for jokes.
Ah,
One and the same.
The demon god.
Yes, the
Right.
red demon of the mountains, god of endings.
Yeah, we don't know him by Estelar anymore. We're trying to get that Dickalar thing popular just to spite him.
Which I must say seems to be catching on.
I am glad to hear it. Spread the word, please.
Let's raise our drinks in a toast. I gotta see this one. Drink something a little bit stronger than wine. As he gestures towards Darshako.
He drinks water, mostly.
I'm sipping water, by the way.
See?
And then he'll motion over for a barmaid to bring over some drinks. And before you is set 7 like little small tankard glasses filled just a tiny bit up with some spiced rum. He raises the tankard up and holds it in between his index and his thumb in his right hand and says, "When our paths cross again."
Under better circumstances.
Yeah, hopefully.
To your health. He takes a big pull and like downs the entire glass in one go. Hiccups. This guy sits there.
People we care about.
May Diana not call any of our names too soon.
Oh. This was lovely. Much nicer than the other drink. Spicy.
Question. Is there like a postal service that this world has for like sending letters?
You can send messengers, but there's not like a unified
There's
branch.
no United Postal Service.
yeah.
About sending messages across the continent mostly.
I mean, from your options at the moment being that of sending a runner, which varies in price upon the distance. You can attempt to send a crow or another bird of that kind of manner to deliver a message, or use your spells.
Fuck. All right.
Spells would be best, as those are the most reliable.
Well, I want to send a long form message, so I guess
Gonna have to burn some spell slots.
no
Well-
spells are not going to be useful for this.
We're gonna be resting here for a week anyways.
I just want to send a message along since we're going to be staying here for a while. So I guess I'll start writing my letter and find someone or something to send it by the end of the day. And I'll go ahead and type out what I'm going to send to the Cayune Manor.
Dark Chocolate's just drinking more.
All right, give
I'll
me a
put it in
con
this
save,
book.
Darshako.
Or save. 14.
Yeah, even though you're not experienced with these kind of beverages, I mean, I really don't want to put it this way, but I guess you're pretty well hydrated, and it doesn't seem to be taking an immediate effect upon you.
Yes, well hydrated. That is why. Go for the puns. Go for the puns.
I just felt really compelled to put it that way. Well, as Dooman downs his drink, it's time to kick up the feet and enjoyed not being on an island or and having solid ground under my feet for a bit of time.
Yes, I envy you.
Okay, Dooman,
Weird.
Yeah.
you got any coins to help you out in your travels?
Not directly, but I'm sure I can find some along my way.
Well, here you go, and I'll toss him a pouch with 200 gold in it.
I I can't take this.
Already did. Keep it. Don't make me mad.
Are
I
you
wouldn't.
sure?
He has a mace with a boot on it.
Positive. I've got plenty.
You are the most unusual dwarf. Usually dwarves hoard their money.
I thought you didn't understand the concept of money.
I've read books about dwarves and their obsession with wealth. I don't
Ah,
understand the concept. I just understand that dwarves seem to be obsessed with shiny things.
I see.
Well, I'm not sure what to say besides thank you, Kroot.
That's enough. Let's drink some more.
Yes,
Yes.
let's have more of this strange spice drink, whatever it is.
Where did that captain run off to? Didn't he say something about rum? I figured he'd be down here.
Maybe he has another place that he frequents.
Can
Maybe
I?
he's dead in the back.
I'll walk around the
Killed by an
bar and
assassin.
look for him.
As you take a look around the bar, Raven, you do not spot Captain Croth. He is not here. And you do remember vaguely after Kroot had handed him his pirate flag, or what Croth considers the flag that looks the coolest, he would have went off to purchase some rum, perhaps replenishing his stock lost when the ship went down.
Would I know a good place to find rum in town?
Other than here, you know that there's a couple of other taverns in the area and a marketplace that with the docks as well that may have some trade. You weren't looking specifically for it, but with the abundance that you've run into previously, I think it would be a safe assumption for you.
At the. You said at the docks?
Well, I
Or-
was
or
just
just
saying,
at one
like,
of
the
the-
amount of stuff that's open. You've, like, been to a couple
Okay.
markets here. You know that there's other taverns, and then it is
Right.
also a port.
Yeah. Well, I'd just walk back to the group and say I think he must be at one of the other taverns.
Or a wholesaler.
True. I mean, it is a port here. He might have connections with some of the other merchants. But
Oh yeah, the captain's got connections everywhere at every port.
yes, I'm sure. I mean, it only makes sense. He's the captain of a vessel.
In my experience, captains do not have that much influence. Unless they are
You're-
incredibly wanted.
Well,
And I've pulled a lot of wanted people out of the ocean.
he seems to be quite the veteran. He's been around longer than most of us.
He's a bit naive, but he's a good captain.
I suppose. I have not known him long enough to give him a confidence rating one way or the other.
I mean, we haven't known him much longer than you have, but well,
Well, I
Seems-
sailed with him for years.
oh yes, I forgot.
He must be feeling terrible. His whole crew died.
He seemed to be taking it fairly well. I don't know if that's a regular occurrence, but well,
Yeah, the sea is a treacherous bitch.
Yes, this is true. There are many things in the ocean that will kill you just for looking at them. I mean, my patron, the Leviathan, it swallows ships whole.
How many fucking threats are there in the ocean? I'm sick of them.
All of them.
Oh, there are many threats in the ocean. There's a whole nother world under the sea. Trust me. You would not like the under the sea. You stay away from our ocean. Yes.
what can you tell me about the Leviathan? I don't know much about this.
It is my patron. He gives me my powers.
Hmm.
Leviathan are ancient beings from the plane of water. They are large. They would fill one of your legs.
Hmm. Like, I've heard rumors of other large creatures. Is it like a kraken?
Bigger.
Yeah,
Hmm.
much bigger.
It is like a serpent in the ocean that is incredibly
doing, Cliff?
long and large and able to swallow ships whole in one bite.
Hmm.
I've heard that they've been held dormant from the goddess of the sea.
It is true. My patron sleeps. I act for him, and he gives me powers. It is an arrangement we find most suitable.
Is it true that if you are to defile a shrine or diminish the god, she awakens beast?
It depends on the deity. For the goddess of the sea, that's usually the kraken. And I have met the kraken before. They are actually quite intelligent.
Really?
If you speak Aquan, you can understand them.
Aquan.
The
I don't
language
know.
of my people. The language of the aquatic elemental beings. It's my people speak it. As I give you an example of Aquan, which basically sounds like dripping water.
Gotcha.
Blub 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 blub.
Is
Kind of.
I've heard of elementals speak a language called primordial.
Yes,
Is
that
that-
is the root language. That
Huh.
that is like the common for your people's tongue. There
Ah,
are 4 sub-languages of primordial. There is Ignan of the fire elementals. There is Auran of the air elementals, Aquan of the water elementals, and Terran of the earth elementals.
The
So
only
the-
language I want to speak now is rum. Drink up.
Oh yes, more rum.
it's-
The Choco drinks another mug of rum.
so if
Yeah,
you were to speak the common language, could you speak to all of the elementals?
Yes, I can speak primordial. It's one of the languages I know.
But if you were to speak to others of one of the dialects, would they understand
Yes,
the common language?
if you speak primordial, most elementals will understand you.
Hmm.
As it has roots in all the 4 languages. It is like speaking slowly to someone.
Interesting. It's very useful, though.
What were you about to say,
Okay.
Rixian?
I just want to drink so I forget all about those ginormous creatures living in the ocean.
If I were you, I'd
Oh,
want to
there
drink
are- there
from
are-
what you said back in that office.
That's
Here, drink some more, and I fill up the goblet with the. I'm kidding.
yeah. I'm not that same person. Don't worry about me. It's
So-
just
After a couple of rounds of drinks, I need everyone who's still participating in drinking some rum to make me a con save.
8.
Oh, sure, why not?
The Choco is drunk.
You didn't feel it before, but you feel it now.
Oh, this is wonderful. I like this feeling.
Now you see
This is
why
a
we
great
do it.
feeling. Yes,
I
this is a
knew
good
that he
feeling.
couldn't hold it down for too long.
No, this is good.
And
Just be
good.
careful not to drink too much, or it will come back up.
Oh.
Not pleasant.
I have been in storms before, yes. Caught in a riptide, not pleasant. It's the world spinning round and round and round and round.
Yes, but when this starts, it doesn't stop.
Neither does a riptide,
Yes.
especially when it pulls you into land. Oh, those are terrible.
Yes.
You know, when we save the world and we're done with all this and I return to my family, I think we're gonna swear off any more family trips across the sea or any sailing whatsoever.
That
This is
would be
all
good. Don't go to the ocean. It's our ocean. You stay off
For
our ocean. Yes.
yourself.
we're like 0 for 3 in terms of sailing, and I don't even want to imagine it.
I mean, speak for yourself. That was my last time, and that was the only time I'm over one.
Yeah, 0 for 3 for me. It's ridiculous.
The ocean
I
may be treacherous, but it's my mistress.
and what a mistress it is.
For me, it's like an accident in the middle of the road, but it's still freaking annoying.
It is a primal force of nature that is to be respected.
Aye.
I think
Now
it
tell
would
me,
be.
Master Dwarf, why would a mountain-dwelling person such as yourself take to the sea?
I don't like tunnels.
You don't like tunnels. Okay, that is a new one for me. I thought all dwarves like tunnels.
No.
Well, you're the first. To be fair, you are the first dwarf I have met.
Did you know that all elves speak every language?
Really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was true.
Half elves only speak half of them.
That's right. Yeah,
Oh,
I was about to
the
say the
more you
same
know.
thing. So
The
don't
more
expect,
you know,
I
the
don't
more
actually
you know.
I don't actually speak primordial, but I'm sure Raven can.
Oh yes. Glib, glob, glib.
I turn and speak primordial
Oh,
to
that was
you as
pretty
I
good.
carry on a perfect conversation. And I try to start a conversation with you. Do you respond?
Glib, glob, globba,
You
glob,
do not
glob.
speak primordial, do you?
No.
Don't worry, I can teach you. It takes about a week.
It seems like there's some exceptions out there.
And Dora, you speak it?
No, I'm afraid not. I only speak languages that I was interested in while growing up. She says a few lines in Abyssal.
As you say something in Abyssal, Darchako raises an eyebrow and says, "That is, I have heard my patron speak in that language, though I do not know what it means."
A lot of people don't speak it. It's a fun language to learn.
It burns the ears.
I respond to you in Abyssal.
Art, like burning my ears. Please stop.
Oh, what'd you say?
I say, oh, isn't it nice, we can actually speak something they don't know.
Uh,
And then I switch, and then say, so what next in Infernal?
That one burns even more. Oh God, it's like hot charcoal pouring down my ear canal.
Is this trying going to be
Uh,
okay? Maybe we should swear off any language whatsoever.
It's like you see me like doing the
I've
thing,
heard these
trying to get
languages
water out of my
before, but I don't know what they mean either. But it's quite funny to watch you squirm.
I didn't know there was such thing as being allergic to languages.
Every language has a certain effect on different things based on their point or plane of origin. I'm from the water plane originally. This is like nails on a chalkboard. If you have chalkboards up here. Do you have chalkboards up here? We have chalkboards.
Anyway, to our health.
Another
Cheers!
drink, yeah.
I just drank another one.
All right, so Darchako, you are rolling yours at disadvantage along with Dooman at this point, and there it is, Dooman's natural
15.
one. So
Darchako
Dooman
with a
is not looking good. As you see him take this final shot, You see him turning green and just swaying
You
back
look
and
like my
forth.
cousin. Uh,
Maybe
he
we
looks
should have
like
been.
that, but he looks like that. He has that green tinge.
I'm gonna be right back.
Do you think we should have been more responsible what we're doing? I feel kind of guilty now.
Kroot,
Nah.
can't you heal him? Don't you have the ability to heal that?
The rest of you will make me another con save. Yours are
Yeah,
not
but I
at
won't.
disadvantage. Yours are just regular.
Pandora actually stopped
Am I making
drinking.
a con save?
No, you already made yours.
Okay.
Wait, do I need to make another one after the?
Oh yeah, you guys. Yeah, you will too, Raven. Pandora said she stopped drinking.
Oh no, I think I need
You're starting to feel it. You're not in as bad of a condition as Dooman is, but you feel it starting to take its effects. About 5 shots in, this seems to be where it's starting to hit you. The rest of you are at where you previously were from your passes. So Rixian and Kroot, you're good. Darshako, you're still intoxicated but not sick. And Raven, like I said, you're getting a good buzz going at this point.
And then I switch again, and Draconic this time. I say, "Holy shit, this is strong."
Okay, that's the language of magic. I know that one. I can't speak it, but I know what that language is. That one doesn't hurt. That's just arcane noise.
Ah. Hmm. And then I switch one more time to Thieves' Cant.
Sounds
Say,
like you're talking about nothing.
I wonder if there's any
Why are you
money to be made in this town.
Why are you talking about the weather?
Oh, no reason. I say in common, finally.
You're a strange, strange little elf.
Hmm. Well, I figured it was important to know some languages. This world's quite big.
Just
I
wait
mean,
till
if
he
you wish
speaks
to hear
more.
a language that I guarantee nobody speaks, if as I'm speaking in Sylvan.
Man,
Uh,
what's with
I
these
mean,
multilingual bitches up in here? I don't want to.
isn't Sylvan like Latin for Elven? Like,
Sylvan is Fey language, so it's like got a
okay.
root, and elves can like. You hear the similarities, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's like Latin, basically. Yes, you would be correct.
I'm getting a headache. Oh man.
Sylvan is the language of the Feywild. It is a place I have visited once or twice. They have beautiful lakes.
Hmm.
It's at this point that Rixian finishes writing his letter, and he folds it up and stands up. Well, that's enough for me, I guess.
By the
I'm
way,
gonna go.
may I ask you a question, Rixian?
Yeah.
What happened to your eye?
It stopped working.
Gun.
What?
Do you want to know the specifics of it?
A little bit, yes. And kind of curious how your eye was damaged, and you have a cleric, but that's not healing it.
Well, you know how I said I was 0 for 3?
Damaged it before I met him.
My 0 for 1 caused me to lose balance during a tempest, and I was hanging on the mast. And when the waves tipped over and lightning struck, I lost my grip, and my head hit the side of the railing as I fell into the ocean, and so it caused
Oof.
a sort of jamming effect in my brain and lost vision in that area.
Oh, I'm sorry
Oh.
to hear.
That explains a lot.
You should have someone regenerate that damage. You have both eyes again.
It's not that simple. People tried, trust me.
Yeah,
They use
that
the
power's
spell
not
to
within my grasp
regenerate.
yet.
They use the spell to regenerate. It is useful in those type of situations.
I mean,
We have
people in
some,
Ravenshaw tried, Kroot tried, and Wyatt tried as well. I think it's not gonna work.
When we get to when eventually we go to Azuna, I'll take you to Azuna eventually. I figure. I'll take you to one of our druids. They are adept at regenerating lost vision or parts.
Azuna is way down our list of priorities, I guess. But
You're
There's-
heading in the
I
direction.
appreciate the offer.
There's a
Right.
Each of you
spell.
roll me a perception check.
Who's rolling
Ooh.
perception?
Each of you.
Okay,
I say, Kroot might be able to help you.
that's
There's
20.
a spell you might be able to use.
So, but despite being drunk, even drunk with an at 20, 28.
So, with each of your checks, Pandora, you're, well, so far, I need one more from Kroot.
Crew, boot.
Kroot on the perception?
Just got booted.
Got the boot.
Well, I'll say with your
Boot, good
passive
boot.
will be high enough. But Pandora, I'm gonna go with your passive as well, and Rexian, you're pretty much there. Each of you begin just hearing a bit of a muffled upheaval of coming from the privy, just muffled in the background noises.
Is that Dooman?
I think that's Dooman.
Should we check on him?
Kroot, go check on him. Be a good cleric.
I got stuff to do, so I'll leave you guys to it.
I tell you how to be a good fish man.
I think on that note,
You will probably will at some point, yes.
I think on that note, I'm going to turn in for the night as well. Good night,
He
everyone.
needs to sleep it off.
Yeah, I'll be there
It's the
shortly.
best spell for drinking.
Hmm.
I guess I'll go sleep as well. Do you have any water beds, tubs? Sleep in water.
I would assume they have baths here, to where you
Get
can
a
sleep.
bath.
A tub.
Yes. I'll go find a tub.
Sure, the
You
restrooms.
have baths upstairs in each of the rooms.
Oh, lovely, thank you. So yeah, I go in my room and I just climb into my bathtub, completely naked, and go to sleep.
Yeah, once I go to my room, I will take the remains of what's it called?
Zahana?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the remains of Zahana with me and start attuning to that.
So,
Uh,
I'm just gonna point out it's still fairly in the afternoon when you all had finished up your conversations with Yaren. It was just after 11 o'clock in the morning. And
Oops, I thought it was night.
about this,
Oh, well, I thought
this was gonna be a night of drinking, but it did not go well for Dooman, and he is out for the count for most of the day. But most
Could've
most
swore-
of you are fine.
Okay, Dark Chocolate will stay up then and keep drinking if there are drinks offered. Share stories.
we could all just fast forward it to evening.
Yeah,
man.
and I mean, I was just gonna say, like, and if there's anything like shopping that you guys would like to take care of, you can get that done here as well.
well, Rixian is trying to find some way to send the letter that he wrote.
I would in the morning try to find the captain. See if he has in the spell books.
Okay, so then, Rixian, you will be able to find someone here within the guild that is able to send a message in a long distance for you, having some trained pigeons. And after explaining just making some checks. Yeah, after explaining what the parameters of your membership is with the guild, he'll say, "Oh, it will take some time, but I can have that set out for you right away. The usual charge is only a gold piece."
All right. Have any of your birds been to Silverkeep before?
I've been everywhere, but just as the boarding, it's about a 75% chance that they'll make it. 25%, you'll never know.
I'll take these odds. It's not that important, but and he'll just hand the letter over with the gold piece. Just have him send it to Silverkeep, and if he's perceptive enough, uh, have him look for the biggest house in that town. That'd be a good place
Yeah.
to put it.
You got it.
Sweet pleasure. And he'll back out of there, and he, I guess he'll just wander the town for a bit.
Okay, so with the rest of you just enjoying the drinks and attuning to your weapons and some alone time for the rest of the day, as Rixian prowses Buck's mouth and see what spikes his interest, or piques his interest, we will just proceed through the rest of the day till we get our rest for the night, putting us to May
What-
15th.
Wasn't this already nighttime at the bar?
No, you all had arrived back at 11 a.m. in the morning.
Oh.
Well, you
Okay.
all had arrived like fairly early in the morning, and then amidst in the conversation, it was early afternoon. Dooman was anticipating rolling, well, to put it mechanically speaking, rolling well for being a fighter. It did not
Yeah.
go well.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, so what time is it at this point in the day? If I thought it was like
By
bedtime.
the time Rixian heads out, it's just early afternoon, nearing about 2 p.m.
Oh, well, shit. Then I would have gone looking for the captain today then.
You can run into Captain Sinyo. Find him quite easily. Stands out like a sore thumb, being a red tiefling. And practically the second one that you've really seen in a more civilized manner, except for Pandora.
Hmm.
And as you make your way up to him, you see him speaking to whom you presume to be a guild member. Once he lays his eyes upon you, he'll give him a nice pat on the shoulder, give you a tilt of the head and a smile. So he opens up his arms, palms up. Rixie, or Raven.
Hi.
Right? Yes, Raven.
Yes. No, so I was speaking with Lady Yar, and she told me you might be able to help me out with something. So, as you know, I'm a wizard, and I have a spell book, and I've heard you have copies of your own. When might you be interested in trade? Copying spells?
Yes, I don't know if I'd have much to your liking, but always worth a look.
Of course. And, I'll pull out my spell book and show him what I got. Ask to look at his.
And what I will do is send you his.
Sweet.
Boom, it was like I knew you were going to do it this time, so I had it much more organized for you. So
Oh,
you
wow.
can take a moment to look that over, and he'll say, "Well, if you find anything, I've definitely seen quite a few that would be quite nice.
Yes,
Traded equal power, or...
you actually have some stronger spells than even I have.
Oh, really? I find
Yes,
that quite shocking.
I'm not full wizard. Well, I'm a bit of a rogue as well. Have you heard of the arcane arts of the Blade Singer?
I've heard tales, but...
Well, that's what I study, and well, it kind of goes hand in hand with, some of the skill sets that rogues use. So, anyways, let's see what you've got. Yes, some of these could be useful. Um,
Oh, take all the time you need.
sure.
And...
And then just assuming we trade, same level for same level.
yeah, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, while he's looking that over and pondering it, anyone else? I know, Crete, you said you want to attune to the new hammer, so that will just take, like a short rest in time, roughly 8 hours. Pandora, you just returning to your room for the night, or for pretty much the rest of the day and the night? Nothing
Yeah.
of significance? Okay.
I just have a thing for a little bit of flavor before she goes to sleep. That's it.
Yeah. And Darshako, anything for you?
I'm gonna explore the town because I've never been into a human town before. So I am wandering unattended. The hijinks that it will
Anything
ensue.
that either of you or Rixian are looking for in particular? Or just browsing?
I'm just wandering around. It's like I'm
Okay.
taking in the sights, trying to see things, talking to people,
You'll definitely notice, especially when you try to talk to people, a lot are off-put. You are catching a lot of odd glances from the corner of people's eyes as they make their way past you. And you can also hear some of them kind of murmuring to themselves, mostly saying, what the hell is that? Never seen anything like it. And no one giving you any trouble, but just people being quite confused from your appearance.
I'm being incredibly friendly. Like, awkwardly friendly. Like, just greeting people. Hello! How are you today?
People give awkward waves back and... Hello?
I am the Seaborn. How are you?
Fine. What are you?
I am a Triton.
A what?
A Triton. Of the sea.
Those aren't real. What is this, a trick?
No, I am real. So I pinch my skin. Yes, I am real. See, you can feel. I extend my arm to him to feel.
I'll reach out quite slowly, and then upon touching, it'll pull back quite quickly. Like, oh my! And that's pretty much how 99% of your conversations go.
I just want to gather a crowd of people following me around and get toured through the town by a crowd of people. That's my goal.
Well, inevitably Rixian would see this because he's just bored looking for something. And he'll walk up and just go, oh, what the fuck? Why are there so many people?
So, do you want me to roll persuasion to see how many people I gather, or?
Yeah, I think that's a good call.
Okay. Okay, I have a good persuasion, so let's see what I roll. 15. It's not terrible.
You get a nice group of 10 people pretty much following you. Most of them, 7 of them actually being children that are kind of like joining hands and like skipping, circling you, and just kind of
I
giggling
laugh
and
as they do
laughing.
so. I laugh as they do so, and I let them, and I gently pat their heads as they're passing by. Children are wonderful no matter what place you're in.
Having fun?
Oh, yes, this is a wonderful city.
I think they only care about you because you're literally a fish out of water.
I mean, that's probably true, but I am charismatic. Some people do like me for me.
I'm charismatic.
So am I. We're both charismatic.
Well, oh, never mind.
I gently pat Rexian. It is okay. I have been to the depths, and I know what it is like to feel dark at times. It gets better. You need only look for the light at the top of the sea.
If this is about my dark confession thing, eh, people, you guys can just forget about it. Really, it's
It is about life in general, my friend. You look like someone who's struggling with quite a bit.
it's just more like I'm repressing all that shit now. So.
Well, if you ever want to talk, who better than a stranger from the ocean?
I mean, I am interested in that city, but that's not our priority right now.
And shouldn't you teleport your friend to this dark well? Do you have the ability to teleport him to this dark well?
Oh,
Is
I
it in
would
the water?
gladly do that, except for some reason, all my energy has been spent in that fight. I guess I used too much without thinking about it.
It's almost like you weren't even there.
It's almost like it was a life or death encounter.
And you did deal like 70 damage. I know for a fact within like one full round.
Like I wasn't tactful with the. I'm kidding.
The ability to throw magical lightning at people, yes.
Not to have magic for any sort of situation. But anyway,
Well, I've exhausted a good number of my party tricks as well, but still. I understand. Let him know tomorrow you can transport him. Rest, recuperate. Tell him if he waits, you're willing to transport him. I imagine that would be more conducive to him getting there anyway. And maybe you could help him before you leave.
I don't think I can teleport him to Darkwell anyway. I don't even know if they have a teleportation sigil. I mean, I can only teleport to 3 cities at the moment.
Oh. I would not know. I've never been to this dark well.
Real quick, you wouldn't happen to have a teleportation sigil in Azuna, would you?
There would be one, yes. I imagine so. We have one for the portal spell we use to get to the plane of the water. Transportation magic is something we're actually quite good at.
Oh, is it now?
Yes, we to be able to be anywhere to fight the creatures of the plane of water, to fight the Sahuagin and the various creatures of the water, we have to be able to move quickly. So transportation magic is useful. Being able to translocate from point A to point B in the ocean in the blink of an eye is useful.
Right. You wouldn't happen to write down this specific set of runes that kind of look like this, and I show them the other 3 towns.
Darchaco examines them. Would I have knowledge of Azuna's rune sigils for teleportation, DM?
Unfortunately, not. That is a very limited use for the Triton people. Only
Yeah,
very,
I imagine
very
so.
minimal people know the exact sigil.
No, I don't know the sigil myself. Sorry, but imagine once we go to Azun, you can probably get it.
Right, and how would one actually get to Azuna?
Swimming is what I recommend. Don't take a boat. Go under the ocean. It's safer.
How did the Tritons kidnap my sister? Exactly.
We didn't kidnap your sister.
Whatever you want to call it. It's
She was
kidnapping.
kidnapped by somebody else. We saved her from slavery, and she's now safe in Dazuna to be married to our king. It seems honestly like she got the better end of that deal if she was kidnapped.
Roll me an intelligence check, Rixian.
Alright. That's very interesting information.
You were told this the first session I met you.
I was not.
So, from the information that you have gathered thus far, the conversations with Darchako, and then also the message sent from your sister, from the sounds of it, it appears that your sister was indeed captured by Estelar.
Oh shit.
And the Triton people had traded a very particular important piece to their people in order to save her life.
Huh.
I don't
Remains
know what it
by-
is though. Yeah, we traded something. I don't know what. But what is the value in what is the value in an object when it is the value of a life? No.
Mm, If that vision was true, then. Ooh, probably should have rewritten that letter I sent to Syndra. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Now I got this to think about all day. Alright. Anyway, you continue what you were doing. About that talk. That it. Sure, I'll think about it.
Alright, have a good day. Anyway,
Yeah.
people, where would one go to? Do you have camp fields? As I'm like trying to describe a park, underwater park, coral reefs. You know these things.
Everyone will look at you quite confused.
What is the word that is up here? A park, park, park. Am I using that
No,
word right?
it's too cold for a park. And
What
this
is somewhat warm that we can go then?
just to the south of Pathsnow. A darling, adorable little girl, from relatively guessing from your estimations of the Triton people, you'd assume her to be under the age of 8 if humans work the same as Tritons, from your perspective. So a very young girl with pretty choppy blonde hair and bright blue eyes is responding to these questions.
Ah, thank you. You have lovely eyes, as lovely as the ocean. As I poop her on the nose.
She'll
Oh, the-
kind of clench her fists in like that excited manner.
Dark just gonna walk around the rest of the city, and if anybody calls out to him or is interested in talking to him, he will go over and talk to them. Introduce himself, talk about the Triton. Offer to trade things from home. You know, like he's got like seashells and stuff he'll trade for other stuff. Knickknacks.
Well, unfortunately, you'll find that most of the people just kind of laugh in as much of a polite manner as possible, and without having really gold to offer to them. Well, I don't want to say not having any, but unless putting
Not
up gold,
offering
that
any.
seems to be the only thing that any are interested in upon trading for. But Raven, you got your spells picked out.
Yes.
After that, Dark just heads back to the inn at
I-
night
I-
and goes to sleep in his tub.
I whisper rolled to you.
Yep, I got all that, and Vixian, excuse me, you're contemplating if your letter is actually the words that you wanted to put down to parchment at this point. Kroot, just double checking for you before we fast forward.
I'm good.
You mean the week or just the day?
Just the day.
Okay, I was gonna say I got more stuff I want to do.
Yep. So,
I mean, it's too late at this point to change the message. But, that's Rixian's dumbassery, so might as well let that play out.
all right. And Pandora, you said you had something to flavor before bed, so go ahead and give me that, and then each of you can get some rest.
Sweet. Yeah, just before she goes to sleep, she sits on the bed with the goblet in her hands, just kind of turning it around and admiring it. And then she'll take some wine, she'll pour it into it, she'll down the entire thing, won't resist, and she'll just quietly say something to an empty room.
I think you did mean to click it, Kroot.
We all know you meant to click that and go walking on water.
That's right.
All right, is this gonna be an allowed thing, or is this just something you're like saying quietly, or
Nope,
that you want to PM?
I'll PM you.
All right.
Yes, Dark Choco is like asleep in the fetal position and under the water in his tub.
Little bits of bubbles coming out every time. Give it a
Yeah, I
little
breathe
snore.
water, so it's like.
All right. Well, while I wait for that message, then everyone can get their sleep for the night, a nice short rest, as each of you wake up on May 15th. 15th. Knowing that it is going to take quite a bit of time till the end of the month, until the boats come in, you have pretty much 15 days from the estimation. So, with that, we'll start out with Raven, since I know that you said that you wanted to get something else done. If you're still looking to just copy that scroll over, as I said, it'll take you just one day. If that's what you want to get accomplished today, go ahead and give me your Arcana check.
So I did want to check with Captain was it Zenyo? Just see if maybe he knows anybody else in town that is familiar with spell books and has anything else I might be able to add to my wares.
You might be lucky enough to find a couple of people. None in particularly come to mind that are too gifted.
Any idea where I might find people like this?
Well,
Is there like a Sages Guild or something?
no, nothing like that. Just thinking. Perhaps might find some things down at the market.
Maybe
Her-
scrolls to buy at least.
If I'm not mistaken, her name is Zendros.
Zendros. What does she look like?
Quite older lady. White hair. I wouldn't point it out to her directly, but a little bit of a mustache growing in as well. Which I don't think she's noticed.
Human though, yes.
Yes. She's got a nice feathered hat, kind of tight around the head, hiding her hair, but it pokes out here and there. Usually dressed pretty nicely.
Yes. Well, thank you. And I hope you were able to find some spells in my book.
Yeah, I had a couple that piqued my interest, but
I mean, everybody always wants Fireball.
how'd you know?
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I'm glad I could be of an assistance.
Sure. Thank you very much. And then I'll head to the market, try to find Zendros, and see what she has. I'm hoping she's got Absorb Elements. That's just a level 1.
If there's nothing else, I have a few things to secure for these ships.
Oh no, that's all. If you need any help, send word.
Well, I'll keep that in mind.
And I'll head off to the market.
All right. Give me an investigation check while you take a look around, and then we'll move on to anybody else that has something. Just kind of rotate here slowly.
Would I know of any place in town to go look for healing potions?
So far, it seems the best bet for any healing potions seem to have been coming from Yaren. Having given you all the 4 before, and in your previous experiences in the cities, not finding any apothecaries.
Okay. Well, then Kroot has nothing else to do then.
Choco's gonna go swim in the harbor.
Other than it being quite cold,
I don't
that's-
feel it. I was just
like,
cold.
I was just gonna say, for temperature-wise, that's pretty much it.
Okay. I'm gonna swim to the bottom, see if I can find anything.
Sure,
Stuff
you
falls off, trips all the time.
give me an investigation check.
Maybe somebody dropped something and I find it. 19.
Okay.
DM's like, fuck, now I gotta come up with something down there.
Nah, no, I don't.
Nah, true. Do I
Dave?
find a crab?
Anybody else? Like I said, we're gonna rotate and keep coming back. Gotta give everyone their equal fun time.
Yep.
Rixian, Kroot, Pandora.
This
Nope,
is the next
I'm
day,
good.
right?
Yep, this is the next morning on the 15th after your short rest.
So just a couple small things. I would like to buy a mortal and pestle and some empty potion bottles, because we have a bunch of ingredients that I would like to start experimenting with one day, but probably not this week. Other than that, Pandora's gonna spend the rest of the week within the library here to see if she can continue to teach herself Arcana and get another week done on that proficiency increase.
Rixian would also be at the library, and he would start researching stuff about like the history of like human trafficking and slavery and stuff like that.
What a fascinating subject. That's so positive to really leave off the week with.
What's the Civil War like?
Pandora, you can easily find this stuff. It will cost you, if you're just looking for mortar and pestle specifically, it will just cost you 5 silver pieces.
Cool.
If you're looking for more of like a set, it'll be more than that. But if you're just looking for that, that's your cost.
No, I'd like an entire set.
Okay, then that will be 50 gold.
Cool. How many bottles does that come with?
That will come with a total of 10 glass vials.
Sweet. I don't know if I'll ever get around to it on one of these rests, but I have it when the time comes, I guess.
Well, when you need it, you got it now.
Yep.
Crete, you said that you were good. Raven, and I know what you're doing. And then Rixian, what'd you say you were doing, bud?
Looking at books related to like the history of slavery and the logistics of it, how much it would cost, etc.
Got it. So, with them or the ones that are doing research, that is obviously going to just take some time and some checks. So we'll make those when it's the appropriate time. Back to Raven real quick. So, Raven, with your investigation check going through the markets, you seem to bump into a couple people who know whom you're speaking of, and as you make your way there to the shop, as it's kind of indicated the path for you, you'll open this nice wooden structured building, and as you open the door, you'll hear a bell. Ding, 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 ding. Hello? Who's there?
Hello, is this Zendros?
Oh, yes, that's me. What can I do you for?
I heard you are familiar in the arcane arts. I'm looking for spells to copy into my spell book.
Uh, I have scrolls, but not gifted such as yourself.
I see. I'm I'm looking for some spells in particular. Um, for instance, I mean, I don't know to what extent, what powerful spells you have, but starting from the bottom, I'm looking for instance for
Well,
absorb elements
absorb elements. Yes, yes.
and find familiar.
Oh, yes, that's a very common one people look for.
You have both of those.
Yes, unfortunately, just one copy apiece, but
Oh, that's
takes
all I
time
need.
to make these.
Oh, of course. Let's see. What about? Let's see. Going up from there. How about? Maybe the knock spell could come in useful.
I don't think I have that one.
What about mirror image?
Sorry.
See invisibility?
I'm afraid what you're looking for is a little out of my league.
So you're more in line with the level 1 spells. Do you have any second level or third level spell scrolls?
No, nothing
Yeah,
too strong.
just the level 1s, I see. Well, uh, if you have those too, I'd be interested.
Well, those will be 100 gold apiece. 200 in
See.
total.
Alright. Would you be willing to part with them for 150?
She'll shake her head no.
No. 175?
Give me a persuasion check.
Where is it? There it is. Ew. That's not terrible, but it's not good.
She will say, if you're that stretched for coin, I can let him go for 180.
You got a deal. And I pull out the 180.
Yep. Minus the 180 gold from your inventory, and go ahead and
Yep.
add those two scrolls to your inventory. Chaco, from your check, you do find some coin, mainly finding some broken fishing poles, strings of line, and things of that manner as well. But in total, you will pull in 6 gold coins if you wish to keep them, and 2 silver ones.
Okay. I will go ahead and 6 gold coins and how many silver?
2.
2. Okay. And then I'll add those now. I'm like, okay, yeah, find some shinies down here, and I guess they'll like them up there. Is there any fish or anything nearby?
Not in this area. It's
I'll go ahead and
yeah.
swim out into the ocean a little bit more till I find some ocean critters.
Yeah. I mean, like when you swim out of like the harbor from where like the busyness of the boats coming to dock, scaring away the natural sea life, you'll be able to find some random fishes.
I just say, hello, fish friends. How are you? Is it okay here? Is it safe? I speak to fish, so. Though I have no innate ability to understand them, like they can understand me. It's one of my racial traits.
Just
Here,
returning
I'll
the
link
blinks.
it. No, I'll link it. But... Emissary of the Sea.
And Rixian, since you are doing some research, can you give me a investigation check as well? Fortunately, do not find any books on human trafficking and slavery. Raven, go ahead and make me your Arcana check with your PM. And Pandora, give me an investigation check.
I bet I know where I can find these fucking books.
Okay,
But
guidance.
you do too.
23.
And you were looking for some books on the Arcana stuff, right? Just double checking.
Yep, just working on increasing my Arcana proficiency.
Yep. You're able to find a book, but upon reading it, as you start to get into it, you will know from just the mass amount of pages that this is going to be a lot of work. It can be done. It'll just take quite a bit of time.
Right, like 8 more weeks.
Yes, more specifically, mechanically speaking, nearly 8 weeks.
Yeah, I think Pandora this week, as she's just reading and studying again, she just probably lets out a sigh once in a while, like, fuck, this is going to take so long.
All right. Raven, go ahead and make the Arcana for me.
I sent it. Did you see?
No. I know what you're trying to learn, but I still need the Arcana check.
Yeah, I rolled it.
Oh, I didn't see it. Where is it?
I did the 2GM roll.
Oh, okay. It'd be over here then. Gotcha. All right. Yeah. I mean, it'll take you the full day to get it done, but you will get it done. No issue.
Sweet.
Now, from your previous experiences, do keep in mind until receiving like full training upon like these spells, a lot of them will be either not to the full effect or have some issues upon first using them.
That's interesting.
If you remember back in Silverkeep when you were getting some spells, she had to train you with them as well.
Gotcha. So I may practice while we're here then.
Yes, you have plenty of time.
All right.
As far as each of you are aware, it will be the minimum of 15 days until the ships can get there, unless other news is brought forward to you all in the meantime. But with that, since we're a bit over our break time, I know we got a little late start, but that's quite normal for us all here on Friday, for the past couple weeks, anyways. Go ahead and take a small break. And this way you guys can determine what you want to do for your relative downtime until further notice at the moment. So then we can just lump sum all of the rolls and fast forward past all this. So, but with that, be right back. About 5-10 minutes. And see you all shortly. Yes, if you haven't already, do drop a follow. You can also check if you have that awesome Twitch Prime sub available. Be cool. Help support the stream. Wink. We're back. All right, and we're back. So, with a little discussion to maybe hasten the amount of days, I wanted everyone to have at least an idea of what they want to accomplish in this 15 days, and less any word changes. So, with having a decent idea in mind, who would like to go first? Um, this will be starting on May 16th. After everyone's full day Seaborn, you're exploring and just pretty much, as you had mentioned before, being a tourist and just trying to take it all in, benefiting from your cultural experience and the quite a bit of a change that you've had from your life before. So from you, when I call for it, we'll be making investigation checks and anything that is appropriate for then on after. Raven, I know that you had like a particular set, so we'll kind of just go through it as quickly as possible.
Sure.
And Rixian, I'm guessing you're going to be continuing what you had trouble with studying the day before.
I mean, as long as like I'm confident there's no other place to look within the city, then yes.
Okay. And Kroot, did you have anything that you'd like to get done with nearly this now 13 days?
No, really. I'm just attuned to the fragment that I've got in my Warhammer, and that's about it.
Yeah, and that is easily done spending time with it, and that will actually already be completed by the point we're at now on May 17th. And Pandora, you are continuing your Arcana and moving on with that for now.
Is this the first week or the second week?
This is just 2 days after you've all arrived, so this is after your first full day of learning and going through like your Arcana book. But
Yeah, that's what she's doing this week. That's it.
okay.
So are long rests like a week?
Yes.
In it? Okay.
Okay, so what we'll do is, I'll just sum it up like this. Pandora, with you needing like the 8 weeks of what you've begun so far, can you make me 6 Arcana checks for the rest of the week? And then that way we'll be able to determine yours quite easily. And if there's any RP or anything you want to do in that meantime, you'll still have plenty of time, but then this way I can just copy it all down in a lump sum. Kroot, you're good. Raven, if you're partaking in your particular order of events, I will need Arcana checks from you.
Okay. So
Your first day learning a scroll.
So the first day I'm learning the sleep scroll. So I'm gonna was Arcana again. You said.
Yep.
I'm just gonna roll. Okay, I guess that's fine.
Can I guide these or no?
Yeah. This would all be stuff that you're able to like do upon like your own time. I just want to get like a lump sum versus the day by day.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, Raven. Oh, you probably GM rolled it again, didn't you?
I think I did oh, I guess I did by accident.
Yep, you did. That's fine.
I switched it back to public again. So.
Sweet. So I never rolled below a 10.
Yep. So you're all good there. Raven, you're able to learn your next scroll, and then if you're going to be studying Arcana and perhaps even working with Pandora during this endeavor, if you wish,
I assume that would
and
only help me more.
and she allows it.
Yeah, that too.
Probably that being the most difficult task to overcome. You can
Yeah.
give me. Well, first, let's go ahead and ask this. Pandora, would you be willing to help or learn with a partner, or is this something you want to do on your own?
If anything, I think I'm more of your assistant. But
That would be. Yep. I think she'd be okay with that.
Okay. So then you don't have to worry about finding a book, and then you can make me Arcana checks for the rest of the week if that's what you're finishing up your week with.
Well, I'd also like to have the book so that I can learn it when Pandora's not available too. But
Sure.
I'm assuming it's going to take longer than this 2-week period
Mhm.
to learn.
Well, I didn't buy this book. This is a
This
book
is
that
just
belongs
borrowed
to
from the library, yeah.
Okay, right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I was just under the assumption that when we're like voyaging, that Pandora is going to be studying from it, and I'm not going to have a book to look at. So that's why I was kind of thinking I should probably find one too. But
That would
That-
turn that into micromanaging hours. That wouldn't work very well.
Yeah,
well,
it'd
that's
be
why
a
I'm
huge
saying
pain in
like
the
I think
ass.
it makes sense for me to find my own book too, right?
But like again, this would be in just the aspect if you're allowed to take it away from the library.
Yeah.
This is more of like a
Okay. Well, I
like
would
an
buy
actual
it, but yeah.
thing that you would just be able to get from the library, being
I
like
guess-
a take it as you need it and return it when you're done.
I guess
Um,
if anything, when later on when Pandora studies, I could study with her or something.
But go ahead and make me your Arcana checks. Five.
How many do I need to make? Just one? Or... Okay. Oh god.
Ooh, on the second day, I got a 26. Damn.
You. Overall, pretty good, other than the one. Some of those are actually pretty darn
Well,
good.
Okay.
One more.
No,
You said
just 5 from
5?
him
Okay.
Oh,
because he would have spent one less day doing this, copying the scroll.
Yeah. And at some point, I would have cast my Find Familiar to try to get better at it, I guess, since it's going to be... You said it has hiccups or whatever at the beginning.
Yep. So you can spend a little bit of time doing that through the day. Like the first time you cast it, let's see how it goes. Give me just a flat D20 roll,
Alright.
like a percentage-based thing. Yeah, it goes pretty well. The main issue with it being that just for like a flavor aspect, instead of trying to summon like a crow, you've summoned a pigeon. It's not exactly what you're looking for.
Mhm.
And you're gonna need to like recast it if it's something more specific that you're looking for.
Right.
But you got it down pretty well.
Right.
It's not too difficult.
I would have been probably focusing on trying to summon maybe a raven just for,
Yeah.
shits and giggles, because,
I probably should have predicted that one.
yeah, because I'm, me.
And okay, so then that'll take care of that, and then Rixian, give me another investigation check. See if you happen to, luckily enough, find anything for the books that you're wanting to get.
Fuck, I just
Oof.
It doesn't seem that anything here is of that style. Perhaps you might have better luck in the market. But unfortunately, not finding anything. And for Darshako, can you give me, just give me an investigation check, and then we'll go from there.
10.
So, other than maybe finding it a bit strange to have this
Well,
slightly.
I'm using my background feat, the Far Traveler.
Yep, I get you. But with the finding like this wet, like texture that seems to just be all over the ground, and just the style of living here, um, you don't find too many things of interest. Mainly of interest, I think that you would find in Blucksmouth would be more particular around the dock area with the um, more people that are acquainted with the sea, finding their conversations to be more intriguing.
Okay. So yeah, I probably just hang out at the docks, get to know all the captains and crews and everything like that, and make friends, network.
And with the amount of time that you all have in this process, can you give me a persuasion check following that?
Sure. 18.
Right, upon talking to a couple of um, like dock helpers, just in like casual conversation, they'll just tell you like, I heard ships be coming in just a few days' time. Whole caravan, from what I've heard.
Yes, I'll be going on those.
Seems that they'll be here slightly before the original anticipation. We've been told to prepare the docks. Just less than a week away.
Oh, it's good news.
And
Thank you very much.
from Rixian, you failing yours, if you want to check the next day at the market, you can feel free. But this will be pretty much your last, I guess, ditch effort.
He will try again, a lot more grumpier this time.
I kind of feel bad in saying this, but it seems that all you really needed to do was not look in the guild hall and being directed to the actually the same individual that Raven had went to go speak with earlier, unbeknownst to you. You'll make your way to Zendros' shop, and upon asking her for any books of slavery or human trafficking, she'll reply with, "Ah, yes, got a couple of those. Would you prefer one on each, or perhaps just one?"
I would like to look at both.
Well, they're both 5 gold apiece. If that's acceptable.
I mean, yeah, I can do that. And he'll go ahead and pay it.
Okay. So you can add a 2 books, one on human trafficking and the other, I guess, on slavery to your inventory, and minus 10 gold. And then for the rest of the week, if you'd like to give me some flat, or not flat, but just intelligence checks, we'll see what you learn from these books.
Well, how many?
If you're doing it for the rest of the week, I need 6.
All right.
I'm just saying,
Oh,
every
wait.
time I say human trafficking, my wife looks at me like I'm an evil person. And I
Holy.
just have to have her look at the VOD, I guess.
Where did Rixian's brain go? What the fuck?
Just say out loud for everyone to hear. This is Rictian's fault.
Yes, I was definitely not prepared for this, where this session was going with him. But with your intelligence checks, it does seem for most days your mind escaping you. Perhaps when making it through most of the book, it just hitting you a little too close to home.
Perhaps I've forgotten to read.
But with that, you get the gist from both of these books being that of while some still do practice these traits in the world, it is and has become a much more rare aspect of the world today, um, which both go hand in hand with each other. Some even having the reports on for the book on slavery indicating that of a Saker's Keep, where a human individual runs a slave ring of kobolds. For the rest of you, all of your checks went very well, and your time has been deducted. So, with that, we'll say at the end of the week, just before your rest for the long rest, which would be on the night of the 19th, this day is when you, Darshako, would have heard of the ships coming in just in a few days' time instead of the 9 days anticipated at this point.
Yeah, I'll let everybody know if I find them all at one point in one place.
Yeah, reconvening back at the tavern on like the evening of the 19th. Assuming everyone's still staying there at the guild hall since it's free.
Well, Dark kind of goes between there and sleeping in the harbor.
Fair.
He's weird. He sleeps at the bottom of the harbor and just like.
All right. Well, anyone got anything to say particularly for that? I wanted to just get to that point before giving the long rest in case there is anything else to get done.
I just continue practicing my Find Familiar
Yeah.
and then also the Absorb Elements one.
You got it.
And with the Find Familiar, I can ritual cast it, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know my checks weren't great, but I guess what I was looking for was like indexes of perhaps like how much these usually go for, or what they trade for when performing this sort of like indulging in trafficking and whatnot.
Just as far as you've made it through the book, you haven't uncovered anything of that nature. The main detail from that you've learned of Saker's Keep, it just seems that this particular individual has captured these creatures and is forcing them to bend to his will. But so far from what you've gotten through, mainly with your roles being not that great, that's what you've learned.
Rixian will just shut the books and be like, well, I'm just depressed now. What the fuck? He'll just shove them away and just reminisce on how boring of a week he just had.
Darshako will gladly talk to you.
Rixian has conveniently forgot about the fact that he must talk to this Triton and won't bring it up again for the foreseeable future.
I'll corner you eventually.
All right. Well, then on the morning of May 20th, everyone will receive a long rest. And on this morning, as everyone is convening at the guild hall to at least discuss the plans for the day, whether sleeping there the previous night or perhaps as Darsharko has been sleeping in the harbor, um, Yaren will come down and speak with each of you as you all are enjoying your morning meals. Well, I've received some good news. I'm sure you all will be quite delighted.
Yes.
Well, the ships, they will be here in just 2 days' time. Full week and a day ahead of when expected. Seems that the gods have been smiling upon us as of late.
I let the ocean know to let them travel faster.
What do you say, Pandora? Do you feel Diana is smiling right now?
Hmm. Well, we did figure out how to close the portal, so that gives us a step closer to dealing with this whole mess, so I would say yes.
Well, how about that? The gods have given us a bright future ahead of us. There could be nothing but good things.
You had to say it out loud, didn't you?
There's no such thing as jinxing it. Come on now. What are we, in a fairy tale?
I almost feel like you're mocking me.
I'm just embracing other people's cultures.
No, it sounds like you're mocking her.
Well, you're doing it wrong.
Well, I'm just trying to relate.
Did anyone say goodbye to Dooman?
Well, we did that day. We told him good night when he was sick, and well, I think he headed out early in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I said my goodbye after I was
I mean, we
went
kind of
to
said our goodbyes while we were drinking. Yes.
I guess that's
I
true.
mean, I did at least. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, but I'm just not so enthusiastic about those.
I mean, sad to see him go, but we'll be reunited when we finally decide to take on Decolar.
Yeah, I hope Darkwell's doing okay.
Groot, we should probably send a message to Mogan at some point. I am capable of doing that now, so do you want me to do it or do you want to do it?
Oh, I forgot to tell you, I picked up that spell too. Sending?
Yes, well then,
I haven't
who,
practiced it yet, but
who wants to do it?
I can't promise that I'll be very good at it. I probably should practice on sending messages to you guys first.
Go ahead. It's not hard. Concentrate.
Apparently, everyone's super smart. I don't. I have no idea how to do that.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's not for everyone.
Yeah, all I got is this stupid teleportation spell.
Yeah, it's useful. So you know
Right
the
now,
grade.
for traveling quickly, you're the most valuable person.
I'm glad I found some use to this party.
You're the express taxi.
I'm the bullet train.
Yeah.
So, who's gonna send a message? Back to Pandora's question.
I can't.
So probably you, Pandora.
Okay. Well, Pete, we are at the end of the week, so you have your spells back.
He didn't pick it for this week.
Dropped
Is
them.
what he's saying.
I didn't prepare sending.
Right. Well, you have like a week to pick different spells to prepare.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
Kyle wasn't very harsh about that.
Very harsh.
Yeah, I knew that. I just didn't pick it.
I was just, but like he said, you have plenty of time. But with proceeding this point after reconvening the night before, then this would be the morning of the long rest. So if you have it prepared, great. If not, then you can easily do it tomorrow.
Pandora sighs a long sigh. She says, "Fuck."
Now you know how I
I'll
feel.
talk to him. And she'll cast Sending to Mogan.
Oh goody.
I had meant to practice that when I was practicing my spells as well. I forgot to do that.
I have the blessing of not hearing his voice.
Okay, so Pandora says, "You alive?"
I thought he can't die until we.
There are delays. We figured. That's two, damn it. How to close portals. We still have your quest in mind. Just give us time. That's the last three words I believe she gets.
That's where I'm at. Yeah.
Don't be lewd.
At least you got that part in. The most important
Tell
part.
him, tell him the air not to blow.
Rixie is paying very close attention to Pandora's face to see what happens.
Hey, Pandora.
Oh no.
Lovely voice. I'm alive. Some of my trolls have perished. Hope you are well, my love. I'll see you soon, hopefully. I believe there's 2 more. I'm trying to think of how to fill it. Maybe 3.
No, I think you're fine. You're good. You don't have to fill it.
No, I have to fill it.
Giggity. Giggity.
Booty call?
Missing your touch.
Ugh. She never even touched him once. Ugh. Cool. So she will, besides the lewd parts, she'll tell everybody Mogan's fine. I guess some trolls perished.
That's not a lot of words, Pandora. Surely he said some other things.
Nope, that's it.
Huh. Surprisingly conservative of him.
That's what I thought. He's on good behavior today.
Wow.
Want to
I'm
do an
impressed.
insight check on that?
I already did. She fooled me. That's
I can
fine.
do it too.
You can do it. I believe in you, crew.
You can't do it.
I'll give her a wink and like, yeah, right.
Anyway, I'm going to go now. Pandora wanders off.
Yeah, guys, that was weird of us. We shouldn't have pried into her love life.
She's in love with this man?
Oh, quite the opposite.
Oh.
He wants to, and I'll make the sign language for you know what, and she's not interested in it.
I see. Don't know what you did with your hands there, but you know. Okay.
Hey, Bait.
Free from a
I'll
child.
put it
Right.
nicely.
Right. You could have just said fuck. It's fine. I'm a big boy.
I think Krude's trying to be respectable of Pandora.
Yeah, Rixian's feeling extra douchey.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Sorry, I
Well,
just had a sneeze attack.
DM's dying. DM's dying.
Well, well, I'm going to go find Croth, and don't think that, I don't suppose that any of you have seen him as of late.
Did I see him through my several weeks just wandering around looking for people?
Unfortunately not. It seems that Croth
He is in hiding.
Yes, is in hiding.
Croth is in hiding, I think. 'Cause I wandered around the city for days and I never saw him.
You didn't
What?
cross my path.
Did you just say cross your path? That was a really lame joke.
Sorry,
I'd use
those
fish
short
puns.
puzzles. Yeah, fish puns are stinky.
Fuck you. You tunnel troll.
Well, with the
Not
remaining
anymore.
with the remaining days until the ships have arrived, due to Yaren's information, if everyone is proceeding with the same aspects as stated before, then just make the appropriate rolls. It will be, for just an example, Pandora, if you're continuing, it'll be 3 Arcana checks.
Oh, now you're tempting me to knock off another week. But I wanted to try and make a potion of flying.
No, I'm just, again, I was saying, like, if you're proceeding in that aspect, then it would be the same checks. If you're
Okay.
doing something else, please feel free.
I'm looking for the captain.
Was that just the first week?
Yes.
Yeah.
But with the new information, it won't take 8 more days for the ships to arrive. It's only going to take 3.
Sweet. In that case, with the last 3 days, Pandora would like to go up to her room and attempt to make a potion of flying. I have flavor for it, but I don't know what you want me to do. Is there proficiencies I'm missing? Because if there's proficiencies I'm missing and stuff like that, just let me know.
I mean, as long as you're proficient in alchemy tools.
Cool. Never mind then. I'm not going to do that.
That's pretty much like one of the first requirements for doing this.
Never mind.
Okay.
Oh, fuck, then I have all these fucking ingredients for fucking nothing, because it's going to take for, like, an entire campaign to get that, and Arcana proficiency. Holy shit.
And to
Okay.
make potions is an herbalism kit.
I'll just continue my studies then.
Okay, 3 Arcana checks. Groot still on the train of just fast forwarding.
Okay, guidance.
Yeah.
Okay. Raven.
Natural 20.
Nice.
I'd like to keep working on my Arcana.
Okay, same checks.
I hunt for the captain.
Yep. We'll get to you in just a second. Rixian.
Let me see.
Researching your books more.
Yeah. Well, let me give you a sec.
Nice rolls.
26, 17, and 18.
How many checks from me for Arcana?
3.
You.
Yeah, I guess I would read more of those books. and then at the end of it, I would return.
All right. I need a D6 from you, Raven. All right. One day you have a bit of trouble just in your studies, having an issue with saying the words in the same pattern and manner that need to be done and completing the spells accordingly, and just having some issues with like the troubles of like the runes and things when you're looking over the Arcana book.
Sure.
To gain that kind of aspect, but the other day is going quite fine. Pandora, you're good. Rixian, with your rolls this time being much better on an average wise, you are able to learn, especially looking for something more specific in this manner. The price of people when they are traded, with it being rare, is quite variable. Some being traded for mere just couple of gold pieces, valuing life quite little, and mainly being in areas. Let me make sure I get this correct for you. In Moga and Mito, and Raisk as well, over on the western parts. And with that aspect, the prices can exceed up to 5,000 gold. And for you, Darshako, you're looking for the captain, so I need an investigation check. You can roll 3 times.
Okay, that was once. Twice. Literally the same number twice. So 13's my best.
The news that you're able to uncover is that Croth has seemingly left Bluxmouth and is just pursuing some extra coin while waiting for these ships to arrive.
Ah. I let everybody know that. Captain left. I think he's out doing piracy.
And he left us here,
Apparently.
not to join in his fun.
But with that, I have everything updated for you guys and keeping at least a good track of this. But then on May 23rd, as each of you begin making your ways in to the tavern individually, arriving at your separate times, but once everyone's convened, each of you will spot Croth sitting at one of the tables with a few empty tankards in front of him. From his appearance, it seems that he got here fairly early in the morning and has been drinking since then. Aye.
Hey, Cross.
Grothbeck.
Welcome back.
They
Aye.
missed you very much.
It like little more time before ships here, right? Croth have more time, go make more coin.
No.
Sadly, they're arriving today.
Oh. Well. And as he like kind of like pushes his hands forward, knocking over the tankards, you'll hear him like falling to the floor, being knocked over. Some of them spilling a bit of rum upon the table as you all are a little used to the smell of the spiced rum, drinking it just a little over a week ago. Where Kroot? Need first mate.
Right here, Captain.
Well, we probably die. So, at least I die with you, Kroot.
What an optimistic start to the day.
Well, lady said no ship make past. So,
I will make sure your ship makes it.
Yes, but you have us now.
yeah, but Croth crew. Probably new.
That is fair.
I will keep as many of them alive for you as possible.
Well, at this point, can each of you give me an insight check?
23.
Nice rolls.
Kroot and Boo.
So,
Knows all.
with each of you having a bit of a conversation with Croth here, you'll realize that he's kind of slurring his words from time to time, and he is in prime condition to get going. Well, we did find Yaren now.
I believe that's the plan.
Yes.
And so he kind of starts to look around, say, probably at office.
Or the docks. We're not sure.
Eventually, as you make your way up the stairs, you'll be met with Yaren as she's making her way down. And, I was just coming to get each of you. The ships have arrived, and we'll be ready to set sail in just a couple of hours. We're loading them now. I hope that each of you are ready. And hope you found your time to be at least somewhat nice during your stay.
It was
Your
lovely.
city is quite wonderful. Oh, sorry.
It was a very lovely stay. Thank you for your hospitality and access to your libraries. I learned a lot on this trip.
It's a lot nicer here than other places. Still not used to the cold though.
Well, thank you for that, Rixian. I take great pride in making sure that we have the finest of decorations here and the best of comforts.
Sure.
I think we are all raring to go. I
Yes.
know I am.
Well, then let's just make haste and go board your ship. And in time, it will be loaded and enough to be set out. But I'm sure you, Croth, will be quite excited with your new ship. As long as it fast, Croth not care. Yes, quite fast. But then with that, each of you can make your way down to the docks, making your way through the city of Luxmouth, and when arriving, you will see a plethora of people, mainly humans, taking the supplies, loading them up on the ship, making their way down the planks back down to the docks, and repeating this process until all of the barrels and burlap sacks that are on the docks have been taken up and loaded appropriately. And with that being complete, Croth will then turn to Kroot and say, "Okay, Kroot. You get crew in shape."
Aye, aye, Captain.
And other than each of you on the ship, you will have 11 crewmates. You will see that they're, I believe the term is quite green for being sailors. You can see their inexperience as you begin taking a look over them, and with your, I would say, more of your muscular tone having quite the towering effect on these with being so small. What's the first thing that you'd like done?
Pete's looking up nautical terms.
How'd you know?
I had to look some up too. Don't worry.
Oh my God, you caught me. Root's gonna be like, all right, you land-lubbing scallywags, hoist the sail, hoist the anchor, fasten the ropes. Let's get moving.
Scallywags. That's what Doug called them.
Moment of silence for Doug.
A single tear shuts down Richard's face.
Because he was disintegrated in one attack.
And as these crewmates begin hoisting the sails, fastening the ropes to the rails, and strapping them off to the mast, you will catch some wind and begin leading the caravan. Overall, you will have 6 ships, 5 that will be following you, with you leading the point.
Oh shit, let's go!
So I'm
Don't-
guessing Dark Choco's the one swimming between each ship to deliver messages.
Well, for the most part, they will be relatively close in formation, so it will make it a little easier for you to get back and forth between them if that's what's needed.
Yeah, Dark Choco is hanging off a rope, just like letting his hands glide in the water as the ship's sailing. Very comfortable in his domain.
A little boat for you guys.
We're on a boat, motherfuckers.
Oh,
Again.
motherfucker!
All right, crew, don't sink this one.
Again.
Seriously,
talking about?
We're trusting a dwarf with
So,
information.
I didn't sink the last one.
as a
Sure you didn't.
practice, I think going forward every morning, I'm going to ritual cast water breathing every morning. Just
you
to
can
be
ritual
safe.
cast it. Oh, that's good.
It's a good policy.
Yes, it's a ritual and it lasts 24 hours, so
I wish I knew that. I would have swapped out my fail-safe spells.
well, as long as someone else has water walk.
I've got that.
We learned our lesson.
Yes. How long does water walk last?
An hour.
Let me
Hmm.
check.
Our, yeah.
I can take it too, actually.
Yeah,
weirdly.
the only reason I definitely remember it lasting an hour is because you had needed to cast it like 6 times, or like 5 or 6 times to get to land safely.
Yeah.
And see, it's a ritual, yes.
What?
Water walk is a ritual, yes.
Not
Yep,
for me.
true.
I'm not
Pretty
sure.
It is.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is.
Hmm.
It is. Okay.
But you don't have ritual casting, yes. That's unfortunate.
No.
Oh, but as long as I have it prepared, I can cast it as a ritual.
Yes, not to be tedious, but if we're not really doing anything on the ship, it might be worth casting every hour as a ritual. In case something happens.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Takes 10 minutes. Just
Yeah, I'll be
10
doing
minutes out of
that.
every hour. It might not be a bad idea.
Yeah.
So we don't drown, you know. Well, I mean, the water breathing will help with that, but if we can't navigate, that becomes a problem.
Well, as each of you are setting sail, Groot, I'm gonna change the rhythm bot just so you don't hurt your ears in case it's really loud. The sounds of the city kind of fade as the sounds of the waves kind of brushing upon the sides of the ship take over. And once the city of Bluxmouth becomes smaller and smaller in your sights as you look back, Croth will say, okay, hear what Croth think. If they have barricade around Laels, then we swing wide, come in fast.
What does that mean?
We take rest of day, sail tonight, hit during early morning when they sleep.
Not a bad idea. Do I know if Yanti are nocturnal through any of the reading I've done?
Give me a history check.
Guidance.
If you bring that up,
16.
never mind.
From what you've read, you would
15,
know
sorry.
that some are nocturnal and mainly active at night, and others do remain active during the day as well.
Okay, I will explain that to Croth in like the simplest way possible.
Well then, sound like we fucked.
Let's try and have a little bit more optimism.
Cross should have got
Right.
more gold.
You strike at dawn, when the sun
Well-
is rising just in the sky, when the twilight is perfect. They will not be expecting it coming from the rising sun.
They might have those that watch at night, but I would imagine that their full force is mostly out during the day, yes? Their night guard is probably smaller watch.
So there are snakes like the sun. They are cold-blooded creatures. They like heat. They will stay where it is warmest, most comfortable.
Yeah, aren't
It's
some
not
like
when
part
it is cold.
aren't some like part human too? That what you say earlier.
They're a
Yes.
combination.
But it's still not a bad plan, Croth, because if we do that, then the sun will be at our backs and it'll be in their eyes. So it's a good idea.
Well, Croth heard there are like 30 ships. So, as long as we take down path, others get through. They bring in supplies, then we go.
Yes, I believe that is the plan. Unless, Kroot, you've got any good ideas?
Yeah, Groot, you're
That's
real
the
smart.
best one I've heard.
You like Croth plan? Usually you have better plan.
Not today.
Hmm. I think that's been put into place. He's moving the boat.
I'm just like moving it little by little, like not progressing time too fast, but then I had put certain points on the map so I know where to move the boat.
Hey, question. I hate to be this guy, but when are we calling it?
About 30 minutes.
Okay.
But
We usually run till midnight.
yeah,
I mean, the only other
Sometime
plan-
12:30.
Eastern time, that is.
Yeah, sorry, Eastern
Yeah.
12:30.
I don't stay up that late is all. So.
But at about reaching this point is when you hear Croth call out, "Okay, begin south," and the ship begins to turn. With the sun beginning to make its way down towards the western horizon, you know that nightfall is just about an hour away. Well, it not be too long, but if we live, Croth bring wherever you want.
Hmm.
Preferably somewhere close, so Croth can go back to ocean.
Thank you, Kraft. That's very nice of you. Yeah, I mean, the only other plan I could have thought of is we hugged the coast. But that's probably not a good idea either.
To be fair, I don't even know where you guys are trying to break through, so. Because this looks like all sealed land to me.
Probably right around here.
Is there like a river here or something that leads to a channel, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because there's just a bunch of trees and land here. It's like, it looks like a landlocked area.
There's a path that leads through like the rivers and channels going through near Lales, and there's also one that goes through the Darkwell area, connecting into the Empty Tide Sea and then out to the Valfolk Sea.
Ah. Good to know.
Well, upon reaching this point, where we are currently on the map, each of you will begin getting ready for your night of sleep with anticipation of a battle to break out before the sun rises. Is there anything else that you would like to prepare for this evening before getting a rest?
I'll swap out my spells.
Well, if you're a sorcerer, you can only swap out one every day. Just to let you know.
You're not a prepared caster, you're a learned caster.
Yeah. And UA has graciously given sorcerers the ability to change out a spell a day.
Really? That actually happened?
Yeah.
Oh wow. It used to be just whenever you leveled up. That sucked.
Yeah, it's called magical versatility or something like that.
Oh, that's good to know.
All right. Well, on the morning of the 24th, after setting sail from Bluxmouth on the 23rd and heading out to sea, taking a slightly larger loop around than a direct path, as each of you are awakened by the crew. There's a gentle shake of each of you while you sleep. Ships have been spotted in the distance. Be ready to attack within the hour.
Yeah, okay. Spell versatility. Okay, sweet.
A thought occurs to me. We should try and swim over and sneak over onto the boats and cause some chaos before the boats arrive. A small team could easily distract and cause some chaos on the lead ships. Then we could, then the fleet could get past while they're dealing with the chaos.
That's pretty much a suicide mission. It's a hard ass.
Well, to be fair, you have someone who literally has teleportation magic.
Doesn't work like that.
That takes time to cast.
And if we go underwater, we can avoid them. You know, they don't breathe water like us. We have that working for us.
Well, sure, but I'm wearing armor and will sink straight to the bottom of the sea.
Not if we do our water walk now.
Buoyancy is important.
Yes,
I would have ritually cast Water Walk.
Yeah, I ritual cast my water breathing as well now. Again, like you usually do.
Well, I can already only switch out a single spell, so I took the ones I think I'm gonna stick with.
I'm good.
Oh, nice.
So with each of you making your way up, after being awakened this morning, you can see the ships just in the distance with the sun beginning to peak just over to the east. In total, from your point of view, you do see a total of 12 ships. Some sailing, crossing paths, going from west to east. And you see others disappearing over the horizon off in the distance. With the amount of space that's in between your location and the others, we'll say, Sun keep us outside. We attack, be big surprise.
I agree.
Coming from the sun, you said?
Yeah, we're coming from the east, keeping the sun at our backs. That's why I thought this was a good idea too.
That's not. Yeah, that makes sense.
And we look and see which one is the flagship.
Yes, give me a perception check.
I was gonna say, because I did prepare fly, so I could do some fuckery.
I will assist. Crew.
Yeah. Are you telling us that's what you're doing? I mean, we can all look.
Darchaco's just assisting crew looking.
Yeah.
So, I give you advantage, crew. Enjoy.
Thank you.
You
Needed it.
You do spot a flagship. You can easily notice it when it's making its smaller rotations, staying near the point of this blockade's formation.
I mean, do we want to take out the head on the snake or avoid it? Because it'll be the hardest. It'll be the hardest target for sure.
Oh, I can destroy it in one fell swoop. I'm just going to drop an earth elemental on top of it and have it crash through the hull. That'll sink it pretty quick.
That's a good idea. I've got a spell that might set it on fire.
Me too. I mean, I have one that I know would set it on fire, but you know.
Okay.
Well, if you guys gonna do some shit like that, then You do it before Croth's ship get there.
Yeah, but my spell I need. Well, wait a minute.
Just don't set Croth's ship on fire. That not good for Croth.
Oh, of
Aren't we
course.
we're the point, right? We're the point of the spear.
Yep.
Okay, he wants us to do that before we get there.
So you have
one of
roughly
these
about
is-
30 minutes before being, like,
Okay.
within, like, I guess, like, the docking position, like, even though that's not your necessary plan, like, being side by side or right in their line of path. So if you have any last-minute planning, do it quickly.
So what they could do is, I guess I could fly out a little bit ahead, use the sunlight that my back is cover, and I can cast a. It doesn't guarantee that it'll catch anything on fire, but it is fire damage.
Like I said, I can just summon an earth elemental and, crash the sheep.
That may not work as well as you want it to. The ships are built somewhat hardy.
I'm pretty sure all our plants are pretty destructive in nature, so there's really nothing stopping us from going all out.
Okay, so I'm speaking out of character. My plan is to cast Fly when we get about. It's only concentration of the 10 minutes. That's not a lot of time. I can fly 120 feet in a round.
You should be able to zoom over there, detonate a delayed fireball, and zoom back.
Oh, I only have Scorching Ray.
I don't think any of us have delayed blast fireball. That's
Ah,
a bit
I
out of
didn't-
our.
I thought one of you casters would have it.
Isn't that like an 8th level spell?
I don't know. I just thought some of you were more powerful than that.
Look,
Not
let me
even
know.
Duman was that powerful, and he wasn't even a caster.
Let me know when you're gonna take off. Flying over there, I'll join you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to do math in my head. I guess I'll cast it when we're about 5 minutes out. Man, that feels like that's too close.
Yeah, that's a little close.
I mean, I don't. Okay, let me pull out a calculator and see how far I can move in 10 minutes.
3 more minutes of planning. Giving you guys a total of 5 minutes here. Try to figure this out.
Okay, so there's 6 seconds in a round, and there's 10 rounds. So there's 10 rounds in a minute.
I mean, do we want to just fireball the ship,
Okay.
the leadership? I mean, when we're 120 feet out, we can do that.
So
I mean, yeah,
in a minute, I can move 1,200 feet. It's pretty good. Yeah. So when we feel like we're about 1,200 feet out, I will cast Fly on myself, and I will hover above the flagship at the maximum range of Scorching Ray, which is 120 feet. It's 120 feet in the air, and I will cast Scorching Ray at their mast, at their sails, to hopefully cripple the ship.
Where are
That's
you
my
going to
plan.
land from there if your fly runs out?
I can just fly right back to the ship. That's only a minute
That's
out.
Oh, that's right. It lasts longer than. Just don't lose your concentration.
I wouldn't be able
Yeah,
to do
I
it.
can move the same.
And from what
Yeah,
Kurt
and I'll
said,
do the
he's
same.
gonna
but
go
I'll
with you.
fly a little lower, and I'll cast. Yeah, and I'll cast a spell of my own.
I can't do anything until it's close enough. I could swim.
I mean, we could literally walk on the water there.
We getting close. You guys got plans soon?
Yep.
We could technically finish this without even boarding their ship at all, so
No, we not
Depends.
board. We ram. And he'll point towards the front of the ship. And as each of you look, you will see that a steel ram head is at the bow of the ship.
So should we not set the ship on fire then? if you're going to ram it.
No,
I'm only-
this just in case if you all have better plan. That sound good. You can fly,
I'm
shoot.
looking. Yeah, I'm
Well,
looking
they
to,
can.
I'm looking to cripple it as much as possible. That's what I'm looking to do. If the most
Yeah,
dangerous
same
ship
here.
in their fleet can't chase us, we have a better chance of getting through this.
Well, if you do lots damage to it, then Ramhead work even better.
Exactly.
Why not both?
We're about 15-minute out.
Okay, yeah. I'm waiting to be about 1,200 feet is pretty fucking far. Maybe we should do 2,400 just to be doubly sure. Because that would be 2 minutes out, 2 minutes back, with enough time to land on the ship and all that kind of thing. What do you think, Pete?
do you take into consideration being on the world map that these squares are 25 miles? So, with a mile being 5,280 feet, your 1,000 foot, ish of movement, give or take, is going to be that of like 1/5 of a mile.
I have water walking on me, correct?
For an hour.
Yep, that had been the plan since setting out of the docks. Ritually
Okay.
casting it, and the same with water breathing.
So in total, me and Crew can fly 12,000 feet
Mm-hmm.
in the span of 10 minutes. So we could be really risky here and just try to go 5 minutes out and then the 5 minutes back. Well, if we have water walking, we could actually just land on the water and then run back to the ship too. We don't have to just
We
do
could-
this within the span of fly.
I mean, we could just fight the ship from the water.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
too.
in theory, that could be a possibility.
How's the weather looking?
It's quite calm.
Good. I don't. Okay.
Little to no clouds in the sky, and with the sun at your backs, feeling quite hidden, especially from any crow's nest individuals looking out with spyglasses or anything of that nature on the open sea.
Okay.
But
Oh,
Dark Choco,
This might be stupid.
it's
but
the elemental. Can people not
Sorry.
hear me?
I can
No,
hear.
I can hear
Yeah.
you. Sorry.
I can hear you now. Yeah.
But Dark Choco, besides the elemental you can summon, do you have any fishy friends you could call for aid?
Let me go ask. As I just literally leap off the side of the ship, dive into the water, and I'm going to swim deep and see if I can find anything that I can convince to come help.
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Okay, Darchaco is going full Aquaman.
That's
Just
what I was
need to
thinking.
get you a trident, and I guess you're good to go.
11. Not very perceptive underwater today.
You see a few schools of fish, but nothing of significant size that would be able to do anything. Perhaps if a wounded individual fell into the water, these fish could give him a bit of blindness, but you would know that they're of the just eating like small plankton and other materials.
Alright, yeah. I burst back up, climb onto the ship as I say, no, all we got are plankton eating fish down there.
Ah,
I
worth
could go
a try.
deeper, but it would take more time.
That's what he said.
Okay.
Yes, literally, that's what I said.
I'm pretty confident in my AC and the fact that I can cast shield. So fuck it. I'm gonna try and do some cool shit. So when Pandora feels she's about 1.5 miles away, so 9,600 feet, she's gonna cast fly and she's gonna take off and zoom towards the flagship to scorching ray their sails.
And
Crew,
Crew's gonna
you
join
following?
her.
Okay, just double checking. So, at about the point that the ship is now, with the others of yours being in tow, you will see that there are 4 ships in your immediate vicinity. One being the flagship, being accompanied by 2 others, and then one a little ahead of them. So, with that in mind, as you, Pandora, and Kroot cast fly upon yourself and zoom off the ship.
I want to clarify something real quick. I'm sorry. Pandora's going to fly super high and then start descending to the 120 feet above the sails. Like, I want to be like last place people look is up, so I want to be up.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I'd follow her suit.
God, it's a flying dwarf. Thought we'd seen it all.
I would say that your black wings that you described earlier, Pandora, come out, and I would like to think that Kroot just has like a huge like pair of boots that come out with wings upon them. But if you want to flavor it, Kroot, please
Actually,
feel free.
I'll twirl my hammer around.
Okay,
Sure.
even better.
Going full
Oh, that's
on it.
fucking sick. I love it.
By the way, if either Kroot or Cross makes the command to start ramming, then I would use control winds to speed us up.
Excellent
tremendously.
idea.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
So, with that in mind, and the ship at this point being at a rough estimate of 5 minutes away, each of you fly up into the sky, taking off, and as the rest of you look, you can see them as their silhouettes get smaller and smaller. Kroot's a bit quicker than Pandora's. But with you two soaring through the sky and then beginning to make your descent on the location, will each of you roll me a perception check? Kroot and Pandora, that is.
I'm so glad I have Kroot with me right now. And I won't guidance because it's concentration.
Oh yeah.
No,
that's
do
right.
that right now and just start plummeting. That'd be great.
That would have been perfect. So, as these, Pandora, as you look down, you can see the beginning of the silhouettes of the ships, and you can see that there are some crew walking amongst them. While you can't make any of them out, you are able to indicate the flagship that you are seeking. Kroot, with your keen eye and making your descent along Pandora, you are able to see the same things that Pandora does. However, you can see the crew members a little bit more clearly. And while you're expecting it to be that of the Yuan-Ti, you will notice that there are a mixed amount of races on these boats that you're descending upon. You'll see humans, and you'll also see some odd-shaped creatures that you would assume to be that of a gnoll or a kobold, maybe even perhaps a orc. But from your height, it being quite uncertain, you do not see any Yuan-Ti.
I'll fly closer to Pandora and tell her, "Hey, I don't see any Yuan-Tis on this ship."
That's not what we were supposed to be expecting. Do you see a flag? What kind of standard do they have raised?
Well,
Yeah, I'll look for the flag.
as you look at for the flag with your eye on the flagship, you will see that there is no indication of allegiance or a location. That flag being blank.
Yeah, they're not flying any flags.
That's a good sign.
That's even more suspicious.
They're dummy ships. It's a trap. They're loaded with explosives.
Oh, too bad for them then.
Kroot, what
Shall
How
we
did you
continue
ramp?
with the plan?
is that what you want to do? I am unsure now.
As you each are still making your descent, you will see that um, the lead ship from your caravan or your fleet is getting to be within a minute of crossing paths. You can also see that a ship just ahead of the flagship is beginning to alter its path to block the captain's lead boat.
Okay. So basically, Croth is not going to be able to ram the flagship now. He's going to flag another ship. But we're dealing with a whole nother issue right now.
I'm dealing with a couple. The inevitable amount of time before Croth's ship crosses paths, and also the information just given with not noticing any on T. But I think it's safe to say, with that, we should call our tonight's session.
Oh man.
Fuck.
And with next week being a holiday and a few of us being with family and things of that manner, we will have next week off. So we will get more into what each of you have stumbled upon in a couple weeks.
Ooh. Do we get any XP for tonight?
Yes, you do. Well, tonight was mainly filled with just RP and taking care of miscellaneous things. With the things that each of you had taken particular interest in, and for personal reasons, whichever they may be, I have some ideas, but I don't know if that is wanted to be shared, so I'll just keep it at that. But it was a fun-filled RP session, and with a total of 500 going to each of you. But
Right.
knowing what is looming, perhaps a good amount of experience, depending on your decisions. But with that, anyone got anything that they'd like to say before we get out of here?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Except for Jax. You're not allowed.
Yep. Happy Thanksgiving. I second that.
Yes. Time to get fat.
Better for some of us.
I'm
Time to
trying.
get drunk with the family. Well, drunk to tolerate the family.
I'm trying
Amen.
my hand at creating a subclass that I want to make work and use someday. It still needs a lot of proofreading, but it's a fun little teleporting rogue archetype that I want to see make work.
Nice.
And I can send that link to people who want to look at it.
Please.
Well, I am gonna go because my
Alright.
back is killing me. So I bid you all a good night.
Yeah.
Pandora?
Mine too. Happy Thanksgiving, man.
Yep, Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Turkey Carcass Day.
Whoa! Don't shoot him on turkey carcass day.
Hey,
I know.
ain't-
Good night, everybody.
Good night. See y'all next 2 weeks.
Alright, so from me, all the affiliates that we had tonight up in the top left, you can find links down below. And looking forward to seeing everyone in a couple weeks. Have a good Thanksgiving. more hardcore mode on Divinity in just a moment. Well, you hate every game. I'll remember that.